new breakthrough and innovative phone with 1xBet app. With 1xBet app, you can register and start betting in just one click. Intuitive interface and thousands of sports events every day. User-friendly app. Big wins, fast payouts.
Welcome in, everybody, to Grand Finals Day, or Consolation Finals Day, as we get ready to see who is going to be the final team going through into the Blast Slam main event, and who, unfortunately, has to go home empty-handed. We've got one more best of three to come, and this is for all the marbles. I'm Robert Roll, going to be joined by Kips. Kips, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. I mean, as you can see, I've tried to catch some sunshine today and failed, but that's all right because the heat is going to be brought by these two teams here. We've got Aurora probably with something to prove here, since you'd expect when you are Nightfall, Kiyotaka, Toronto, Tokyo to be the first one out of this qualifier, but alas. They got knocked down by Na'Vi earlier on in the tournament, who have taken the top spot here. And so Aurora come in with a little bit to prove. But of course, the ones that have more to prove here are Yellow Submarine, who got clobbered perhaps even harder by Na'Vi, and get the chance of taking down instead another big name team in order to make their way through.
Yeah, there is a definite scalp on the line here. Yellow Submarine could pick up another big team, like you say, a big name. Aurora, I would have put them as the favorites overall for this event. Like you say, it's just so many amazing players on that team. But overall, it is, maybe a little bit disappointing they got knocked down. But on the other side, Na'Vi, like you say, they are a bit of a younger squad. They're a very impressive squad, what they've done in a short space of time over the last, 18 months or so, coming through, forming, and then just kind of cracking on with it. So yeah, Na'Vi were able to take that first slot. And like you say, coming into this one, we'll see Yellow Submarine if they can give a game to Aurora. We did see Aurora yesterday up against Runa, and they did look in control. That was a quick 2-0. I say quick. The first game was about 40 minutes long, but the second game, 25 minutes. And Aurora, they had that game plan. They stuck to it. And, they made it work in both games. So Yellow Submarine, looking at this, how do they kind of get themselves in a position where they can disrupt this pace that Aurora want to be setting in this series?
Yeah, Aurora perhaps not like the aggro team here, like not the most aggressive. That title definitely goes to Na'Vi. And I think Yellow Submarine was more on pace with that style of gaming. Whereas Aurora here, these players, we've seen it before from Nightfall, we've seen it from Toronto, Tokyo, and several of his teams now, are content to farm more. This is not to say that this is a passive farming team that they're going to sit behind the entire time. They have had tendencies like that in the past, for sure, but they've been mending their ways. They've been definitely, leveraging those areas with to farm more forward, to also take resources away from the enemy side of the map to go for these kills and pickoffs, and especially push Nightfall forward on heroes like that Abaddon, and see how far you can push it. So not like the jumping style of aggro, but definitely like pretty high tempo pressure.
Okay. And Yellow Submarine we see on the screen here, but I think it is going to be the full team today as well. So Dark Lord did stand in yesterday for Yellow Submarine, just to get them through the match up against Na'Vi. Bottega, we're not sure what that issue was, but wasn't able to play yesterday. But it does look like it's going to be a full 5-man lineup for Yellow Submarine today. So coming in full force up against Aurora. And yeah, hopefully that is going to be able to benefit them. They're going to be able to be a little bit more competitive in this series. But overall, looking at it, you were talking about Nightfall just then, the Abaddon coming out here. Is that a hero you think that Yellow Submarine have to target in that first phase of bans?
Perhaps, or they can take a page out of Navi's book, because we saw targeted at Yellow Submarine, I think a Broodmother ban, but specifically, and I've looked this up now, the stand-in yesterday was not the guy who played those Broodmothers. So the expectation is most likely instead that is going to be Bottega, and we've seen how Navi says, yeah, very cool that you live longer. That's just more time for my spiders to nibble on you. Like they went straight through that Abaddon at pretty impressive speed, I might add. So we might see a little bit of a mind game there.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we're going to be thinking about some form of Skadi builder, right? We've seen the TB tried, Bottega also big TB player. So we're going to see if they want to try their solutions first because they have some options.
Yeah, yeah, and we should be able to get into it. And again, both of these teams looking to get into it, looking to get themselves ahead here. It is only a best of 3. No best of 5 coming out for this one because it is only a consolation lower bracket final to see who does move on. So you kind of have to hit the ground running. No real room for too many mistakes. You've got one game of leeway, but you really do have to get yourself on the ball and get yourself going here in this series. So Yellow Submarine, like I say, they've come through. We saw the bracket before. They did get that forfeit win up against Avalos. He took down Kamichata, and then Navi just too strong in that upper bracket finals for that first slot. On the other side, Aurora, kept it close with Navi. It was that 2-1, and Navi, like you say, I think it was both Broodmother matches that Navi took those wins up against Aurora.
Correct.
And yeah, so maybe that's something they're looking out for. But Aurora coming through Runa fairly easy on, coming through OG there as well in the lower bracket quarterfinals. So making a really good run. And then Runa again. And I think yesterday, again, no disrespect to Runa, but it didn't really look like a close series. It always felt like Aurora were in control apart from maybe the first 10, 15 minutes of that first game, I'd say, which is why it went on so long. But yeah, the second game, Aurora just came into it and 25 minutes in took the win. So we'll see how it's going to play out today. Yellow Submarine versus Aurora. And we should be able to get ourselves into the draft in just a second or so to see how it's going to break down between these two teams. Again, spoke about the Nightfall on this, with the Abaddon. We spoke about the Broodmother. Is there anything else for these two teams we should be looking out for? I know we've seen the Shadow Demons, the Banes, the supports. Disruptor's been banned out, Nagastaran's been banned. Is there anything else specifically you're looking for here for either team?
Well, I would have gone for the Kiyotaka SF immediately because we did get a little bit of a clinic in mid SF yesterday. And not just from Kiyotaka, right, but also for how his team understands to play for it. But Yellow Submarine has banned it and has, partially through doing so, secured themselves the rare and elusive Earthshaker, who doesn't really make it to the first phase all that often.
Yeah, and we do see the Mars on the other side coming out here for Aurora. Played this one a couple of times. Did he play yesterday? I do believe, I do believe I watched it. I know they played this yesterday. So, playing it to good effect with some of the heroes. Did pick up, like I say, the Shadow Fiend coming out in that mid lane there as well. You don't see it. Maybe a 50-50 split between the mid lane and the carry, but I know a lot of teams prefer it in that carry role. The Invoker is going to be banned out here as well. So, not going to be seeing him at least for the first match. But overall, some big heroes being banned out. Some very big hard hitters taken out in that first phase. And we'll see what else is going to be taken out here. 2 more bans left to go. And again, you're still looking at the Bane, the Abaddon coming out. You've got heroes that are just strong overall. Earthshaker did get through. But yeah, the Broodmother, we're seeing the Centaurs being banned out as well. So, there's still quite a few heroes to see if they get through here. And you can't ban them all.
There goes the Bane.
Yeah.
No, you can't ban them all, but a couple of the, at least the spear setups, as well as, by the way, the fissure setups here have been taken out. We saw the Mars definitely with the Bane before. What was the combination yesterday? A Shadow Shaman.
Oh, yeah.
For Aurora.
I wonder if you see that. Was that, do you think specifically for the Storm Spirit, or was that just Aurora, a good pickup to go into the match, that second match?
I mean, definitely partially the Storm Spirit, right? And what you do is you make a Venn diagram. You look at, okay, we want something that's going to annoy the Storm Spirit and it's going to play well with our Mars. And then your field is already pretty narrow. And that one fit pretty great. So here, was it ever going to be anything else than Snapfire? I should have said it. I was looking at the bans, yes, Snapfire is not banned. Okay, she's going to come out. And then I discarded it because that's how it's been going every single time.
Yeah, and again, just another good hero to come out with, especially in the lane. If you want to lane this with the Mars, the Cookie coming out, you've got that slow from the Scatter Blast coming through, the little shredder damage there as well. That I think teams especially at the beginning of the qualifier, forgot. Well, that's something a little bit different, though. It is going to be the Ringmaster coming out. And I think I remember all the spell names for Ringmaster, so we should be fine. It's going to be okay.
All right, good luck to you. I mean, Ringmaster, good save for yourself, at least if you're in the arena, right? Really good all-round toolkit, eventual DPS later on. AoE control. He's I would say definitely you gotta have a specialist on this hero. And then bringing the Hoodwink in over the top as well. So one AoE control support, I want to say, and one with definitely the DPS follow-up and some of the wave clear that you want to, so that your Earthshaker can play off the map. That's something that I want to see out of Yellow Submarine now. I want to see the other cores be better at playing on the waves, clearing these waves fast so that the Earthshaker doesn't have to give away where he is.
Yeah.
Of course, Shaker, very good at clearing waves out of the trees himself, but ideally you keep that threat fully hidden as much as possible.
Yeah, and again, Yellow Submarine, if they've been taking notes, Nightfall does actually doesn't mind picking the Abaddon into the Hoodwink, but the Hoodwink, they're going to have that break coming out. If they have the stuns too, which the Earthshaker can put out here too, maybe deal with the borrowed time coming through. You'll get quick picks out onto that Abaddon if he can't get his borrowed time button off. And we'll see if Aurora going to be comfortable picking that one in, because it has been picked into the Hoodwink a couple of times. So it's not like they're afraid of it. It's just, again, you're giving yourself your best chance of one of those heroes that Aurora like to go back to. But we do see the Lesh coming out early mid pick here. Not really a tower pusher anymore because it does like to go for the Misanthropy, but it's so much damage. And if you look at this potential Earthshaker mid up against the Lesh, Lesh, I think, has an okay time up against this Earthshaker.
Yeah, he should do fine. Can definitely, I don't want to say like fully keep up in farm if the Earthshaker gets a lot of stacks, and the Leshrac can't. But you're looking at extremely potent team fight and a lot of damage from Aurora already. Just damage, disable, team fight. They're not getting fancy with it here. These are some pretty blunt instruments.
Yeah, and we'll see what else Aurora want to go for because they've still got that next pick. Again, a hero on the Lesh, though, that can contest the stacks, right? Because how many times we've seen the Earthshaker, there's no Shadow Demon here, but I think the Hoodwink's not too bad as well with the Acorn shot. Being able to get the stacks out in the triangle, you're set with both camps. And Earthshaker then just comes along, gets that first Echo Slam out, farms out like 10 stacks worth of creeps. So the Lesh coming through here with the Pulse Nova, with that Diabolic Edict coming out as well, isn't too bad at clearing out and contesting those stacks if Aurora are in a comfortable position to do so. Pugna coming through now for Aurora. Okay, so that's going to be the two supports, Snapfire and the Pugna, looking for a potential carry coming through here for them. How much do you like this Pugna pick? Because it is a lot of magic damage coming through here, just from the Lesh and the Pugna. Is that just good enough, do you think, to force maybe Yellow Submarine to think about the pipe coming out here for their offlaner?
Yes, I think so, but the question is now, who is that offline? I guess it's going to be the Shaker. So you move the Shaker aside, which is, you got to be confident that those stacks are not going to get contested now. We saw yesterday on the Shaker, like, hey, if you have a really good lane, and you might just because you deal ridiculous amounts of damage, very sustainable in that mid lane as well. Maybe you don't even need to take the stacks necessarily, but the offlane Shaker is absolutely going to need to take those to catch back up. And Yellow Submarine say, okay, we're willing to lean into that, but you have to be careful now. And what I would want up versus the Pugna is, well, you can think about here, Ember could build a Yules, for example, but I'd like somebody with a decently fast nullifier up versus this Pugna as well. Otherwise, you're going to have trouble dealing enough damage in mid game, especially versus something like a Leshrac. If he can get saved, you're in trouble.
Okay. So, what would you look? Because carries that do build into the nullifier, Monkey King, Troll Warlord, but they're not particularly fast. Is there anyone that you have in mind?
Stealer.
Yeah. Or would you pick one of those and go for that quicker nullifier?
The next seems pretty good here. You've got a lot of defensive tools, like at ready versus you lane well versus the Mars. You get to walk out of that arena. It's not that big of a threat to you. Yeah, if you're annoyed by the Pugna, but you're going to be able to buy the nullifier decently quickly in this game. And you've got some heroes to perform some infest bombs with as well, if that is to your liking. The only thing is that I haven't seen Bottega pick it up just yet. He's been playing a lot of TB, he's been playing a lot of Troll, but no lifestealers on the board so far.
Okay. And Yellow Submarine going to ban out the Troll themselves. They go in for the Ursaba. So, again, hero, I mean, you can build it a little bit later on, but it's one of those that, for me, the build up for the Ursa, you go, you get yourself your Battle Fury, you got your Blink, then you're looking for items like the Basher coming out here as well. So we'll see if they're going to try and change that build up just a little bit, or maybe get it on somebody else. But overall, they've got good catch and good control with the Bushwhacks here in Chains. Pretty much everything in the Earthshaker's kit that stops the Ursa from being kited out. So we'll see how well Aurora are going to be able to deal with this and what they want to be picking up last here as well. So 30 seconds left on the board here, carry-wise. And again, anything specific, because we've seen the Svens, we've seen the Abadans, we've seen both of them not ban out here. So is there anything you're looking at for Nightfall to pick up here in this pause one?
Yeah, I was thinking about the Faceless Void myself, but that is...
You may now select your hero.
Ooh, that is a Gary Doom. All right. So, fast play, definitely. Big, bulky man. And of course, you're later on in the game, definitely not the... I mean, you're happy to Doom the Ursa. But if you don't do that, your matchup's a little awkward.
I mean, you could still control out. I know I was just saying about everything that Yellow Submarine can do, but Aurora, if they can play the fights right, there is a lot of kite potential coming through. Decrepify, obviously, Ursa at some point builds a BKB, but the Split Earth, Cookie, Arena, Spear there as well. So would you look at maybe dooming out the Ember Spirit or the Earthshaker in these fights and just leaving the Ursa until you've dealt with one of the other big hitters?
Yeah, I mean, ideally you get to Pugna to save whoever the Ursa is committed on, right? And in the first couple of fights, an Ursa is not going to be able to switch targets all that well. It's just going to be the one guy. If you save him, you're going to have a decent time. Shaker, I mean, listen, if you're Aurora, you definitely hope that you're going to get him, but I don't see a lot of extra vision here. So either what's going to happen is Infernal will have already blown all his spells and blown one of yours up. But he'd hope for the Leshrac for sure. But your prime Doom target, I think, is going to be the Ember Spirit in this game.
Okay. Well, let's see how it is going to go here. We have the draft on the board here for these two teams. And again, it is for a place in the main event, so you can't really let your grasp of this series go. Going to be a best of three, so we've got our first game on the board here. Looking at these two lineups, Kips, who are you leaning towards here? Purely just on your lineups, looking at these two, who is your favorite coming into game number one?
I think we have two very well-rounded lineups here, actually. I am a little dubious about moving the Shaker to the side lane. I think against a lot of teams you can get away with that, but I am not sure how well you're going to be able to actually utilize your stacks if they're going to get contested or not. We've seen amazing rotations come out of Mira. This man has been everywhere in the early game. He's going to have an eye on you for sure, and Aurora is not going to sit back and let you take those easily with that Shaker if he's had a bad lane. And I think he will. They're going to be up versus a Doom with that Infernal Blade. A lot of ranged harass coming out from the Pugna as well. That is, for me, the weak spot in Yellow Submarine's draft. Okay.
Well, that's something to look forward to. And don't forget, everybody, if you want to get involved as well, you head yourself over to the 1xBet app or that 1xBet website. Use the promo code RESD2 for up to 100% bonus on your first deposit. The odds were just on the screen then. If you want to get involved, don't forget to check the terms and conditions and gamble responsibly as we get ourselves into this first game. Smoke versus smoke action coming out here. Aurora, where they're going to be able to find it's going to be all 5 heroes from Aurora. Moving through here, Bottega is going to be able to dodge this one off, but it looks like the Aurora train here. Do they find Hakoda? At least Hakoda might step into this one. They might see him out as well. This Castle Blast, it will connect. But it looks like, are they just backing themselves away on Aurora? And it's a big rotation as well from the Earthshaker. So he's going to try and even out these runes because Aurora are looking for the steal. Ursa not going to be able to get the one on the bottom part of the map. So yeah, looks like it's going to be a 2 for 2, but not the 2 that I was expecting. No first bloods coming out from either of those smokes.
Look at how deep those wards have gone from Aurora as well. I was talking about how much Mira has been rotating. This man is ready to live in the enemy jungle already.
Look at this harass coming out as well onto Bottega here. Hakoda does move himself forward to try and help out his teammate. Something to note as well, if you used to see the ringmasters coming out in pro games, what they'd do is they would just immediately run into the Roshan pit and get themselves killed, because he'd try and get that souvenir slot filled even before the game had started. Both supports here are going to try and trade off. Scatterblast comes out. Hakoda going to be taking a lot of damage underneath that tier 1 tower. But yeah, so the souvenir slot, something that you used to be able to, again, just run yourself into the Roche pit as soon as that game starts and then get back into the rune spots before the horn was even close to sounding, but no longer available here for ringmasters. So you come in empty-handed, you have to wait until you can get the real opportunity to pick one of those up.
Yep, and unlikely that he's going to get good opportunities at a kill on his bot lane here. I mean, we're talking about Mars Snapfire. This is a threatening lane. And your Ursa is definitely going to want to wait until the level 3, the second level in the Fury swipes, until he actually is able to put any pressure out on this Mars at all.
Yeah. And he did start off with the Tame the Beast as well here. Ooh, top lane. They're diving for this.
Yep.
Sayush is going to get really darn low as well. Can they get the kill? It looks like Sayush just a little bit faster than the Doom. So Nightfall not going to be able to pick up that kill. Does take a little bit of tower damage for his troubles here. On the bottom lane, Blood Grenade comes out. Hakoda going to be speared to the tree. Can they get the kill off now as well? Hakoda's going to get low, but they can't quite finish it off. He will be able to get the salve out on this Ringmaster. Barely living out here, but will be living. And you know, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades here, and Aurora close twice, but not quite getting it over the line.
That's not quite yet. They'll get him next time.
We'll see here. Bottega is going to try and get aggressive onto Toronto Tokyo, getting a couple of the Fury Swipe stacks out onto the Mars, but the Mars is going to be able to back himself up. The wave is close enough here that, yeah, it's going to push underneath the Dire Tower. Back on the top lane, let's take a look. Infernal, last hit wise 6-1. Coming up against this Doom on the 9-1, but the Doom is going to be able to get, you know, it's a Doom, right? So you're going to have, not at level 2, but maybe level 3, level 4, you have that Devour coming out as well. So Nightfall isn't really going to be interrupted on this farm out on the top lane on the Doom, unless Yellow Submarine really put an effort into disrupting this with rotations.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's got the Infernal Blade to trade with, right? Which is one of the things that is really going to mess with the Earthshaker here. He would have to actively pump the Enchant Totem slaps into the Doom to even get close to deal that damage back. But you need those for last hitting as well. For Doom, it's a one and done. Pumps that Infernal Blade into you.
Tame the Beast comes out here.
Tokyo,
Lotus Orb
surprisingly
out
low.
onto Lotus Orb. Imagine a Lotus Orb this early on in the game, but a Lotus Fruit out here for Toronto Tokyo. Bottega gets low as well. Mars has that Shirt Tango to use as well, and it's just trades all across. Well, apart from the mid lane that we've barely spoken about, but both of these side lanes here getting very aggressive. They want to stamp the mark on this game early on.
Yeah, in his mid lane, right? The Oleshrak actually not even committing to the points in the Diabolic Edict here yet. Holding for the Split Earth stun just in case Murel might take this on the aggressive. But he doesn't really need it. With the Lightning, you can last it without really putting yourself in too much of harm's way. And you shove the wave better than an Ember who is going for the chain slide combo. If he'd want to push the wave into the Lesh, he'd have to go for the Flame Guard.
Yeah. What level do you think he starts to use those skill points? You know, is it just a comfortable thing? Because, level 5, apparently. I answered my own question. As he levels up, he just puts the 3 points into the Edict here. They're going to be able to both get the Water Runes, get the health, get the mana back up on both of these mid laners, and just fill it back up. Get yourself through your bottle there as well, it feels like, for both of these mid laners. So looking at this, we've seen a little bit of aggression coming out, but no First Blood on the board. Just as a point of curiosity, where are you expecting this First Blood to come from? 50-50 chance with all the aggression?
But it's supposed to be bot, man. I'm very upset right now. But no. Ursa, I mean, Bottega, listen, as soon as the Fury Swipe second level comes in, the Mars has a lot harder of a time. And now, Mira, did he miscalculate?
Oh, he's going to get close. Because he doesn't have the cookie picked up now. Only level 3. He's going to have to try and dodge himself around. Maybe deny himself to the neutrals. But look at this. Hakoda going to be able to get a couple of right clicks off the Mira. Yep, that is going to be the first blood.
Well,
Bottega does pick it up 5 minutes into the game.
Didn't say who it was going to be on. I claim full points.
Oh yeah, just that's the lane. Yeah, that's like I said, I was just wondering because both lanes getting close to picking them up. So, and speaking of Infernal, taking a lot of damage out, but Nightfall here too, having to limp himself away from the creeps in this top lane.
He's got a Lotus just in case. Not too many charges on the magic wand at the moment. Infernal actually quite feeling himself here with, oh yeah, brought in some extra tango still. Supporting the raindrops as well now, making sure that the tick of that Infernal Blade doesn't bring him down.
So,
And here are the first rotations into mid lane.
yeah, we're going to see a little bit of damage. We're going to see a lot of damage coming out on Kiyotaka here. Kiyotaka, though, he does have the dive. Oh no, the impale, it's going to be enough. Impalement Art's doing work here. Mira couldn't get there in time, and Hakoda going to be able to pick up the kill out onto Kiyotaka, and nothing that Mira could do to save his teammate.
And here is Yellow Submarine showing that they definitely have a feel for the tempo. Aurora not being the first one to bring the supports to the mid lane, biting them. And you know this attempt is going to come.
Yeah, we're going to see a rotation from Saish now too. So TP coming back in, but both of the supports for Yellow Submarine are here. Kiyotaka has just TP'd himself in. He's got the Pulse Nova going now as well. There's going to be the Bushwhack coming out, and it's going to be the Walk of Shame. Kiyotaka, he gets low. Can he get the kill onto? No. Morel going to be able to get himself away here, but that was just a TP. So still a 40-second cooldown on that for the Lesh as he respawns, and that is going to be the Walk of Shame back to the mid lane. No wards there to scout out the two supports and cost them another life in the space of a minute.
Yep, and listen, you have a Leshrac, he's fragile as all hell. And the Ember Spirit can cross a distance to you without you already laying in a bunch of Edict damage, a bunch of Lightning Storm damage. He is going to be there.
Panto going a little bit too far here, little buddy. Gonna get picked up. Morale, he's got, what's that now? Is that 2 kills? 2 assists and a kill on the board here for the Ember Spirit. This Ember Spirit have had a really good time so far in the first 7 and a bit minutes of this game.
Yeah, and Earn Charge is up now as well. So that's going to provide both a lot of extra damage as well as an option to take people down who might be getting picked up by the Pugna, but they won't stop coming.
Nope, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. Panto is going to try and get a reply here on Hakoda. Hakoda is going to get low. 1 Nether Blast. Well, the Decrepify comes out, slows him down, but the heals once again coming through, and it looks like that's going to be enough to keep him going here with that Strongman Tonic, and the Ringmaster, just enough health there to keep himself from being taken out by the Pugna.
Yep, and now with how much you've strengthened this mid lane, it's going to be insanely hard for Aurora to feel comfortable contesting those stacks. You've got an Ember Spirit who is by far top of the board here. He's got a haste rune as well. He will always be there if you try to mess with this Earthshaker's comeback mechanic.
Yeah, and Nightfall did try and get a kill out, it looks like, onto Infernal. You're throwing out that Doom, but Infernal was able to just shrug it off, taking a lot of damage, but not enough to get the kill out onto the Earthshaker underneath that tier 1 tower. So he's going to be able to heal himself back up. Salve comes through, toggles out those braces into the backpack. So that's going to be a lot of life coming back here for the Earthshaker. And again, there's not as many stacks as I'm used to seeing, but he's still going to be able to get, what's this going to be, about 3 or 4 if he wants to. In fact, he doesn't want to. Maybe stacks this himself because it is going to come close to the stack timer. So he might just look to get, with the help, as Morel gets another kill, Mira goes down, but we are going to see one big Echo Slam coming out here for this Earthshaker.
And I do love how Morel is doing this as well, because yeah, you could hover anxiously near your Earthshaker and be like, oh god, I hope he slams those creeps, right? Or you could force reactions in the mid lane while your Earthshaker takes cover behind all the action that you're creating. It's a win-win.
That's going to give him so much gold, about 3/4 of his way to the Blink Dagger there after that.
It's
so
nuts.
it is a massive pickup here for Infernal. And yeah, he can just go back. He doesn't really need to worry because, again, the Doom is always going to get farm in this lane. So it's about securing his own farm, which he has just done as Nightfall, just farming it out here. And going to be a Helm of the Dominator for the Doom. No Hand of Midas coming through here for him. And I'm kind of over this item now. I mean, I think I was over it by the at the start of the qualifiers, by the end of TI, but yeah.
I wasn't.
Oh, Helm of the Dominator liver?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I am still upset the Necrobook is gone, man. I am a very bad person.
Yeah.
Objectively.
But
Another go on mid?
Oh, yeah, they're going to get a lot of damage out onto. Yeah, they take down Panto. No issues here.
Just the supports.
And looking at this, the first 10 minutes of the game here, Yellow Submarine are 7-0 coming into this one. And I genuinely wasn't expecting this. I thought Aurora were going to be the stronger team. And maybe, that first game is going to be needed to wake Aurora up. But yeah, they are taking control on Yellow Submarine. And again, Aurora coming in as the favorites for this.
Yeah, no, I expected Yellow Submarine to be ready to play this faster, but especially Mira's amazing early game hasn't come through yet at all. And Yellow Submarine have cleared the biggest hurdle. Their Earthshaker got out of the lane fine, has caught up, leapfrogged over Toronto Tokyo with the taking of the stacks, and is now one Blink Dagger richer, ready to start being a menace on the map.
Yeah, let's see where this Doom's going to TP. Listen, it's going to be a big rotation in with this Arena coming out now as well. Do you want to throw the Doom out? They do. Ultimate comes out here, so the Ursubur, no way away from that. Maybe trying to deny himself to the neutrals, but couldn't get there in time. Gets run down. Nightfall putting a lot of aggression out here. First kill on the board for Aurora, and this might do a decent amount of damage. With Panto being down here, 3 points in the Nether Blast, may be able to put pressure on this tier 1 as well. But meanwhile, in the mid lane, looks like Mira's being hunted down by Morel. Not sure what else is going to be behind that Snapfire. Doesn't want to go too far.
Yeah, enough for him to get the information. Oh, I was so sure that Infernal was going to be on bot, but he TP stop instead.
Toronto Tokyo Spear comes out here. Actually going to get the pin out onto the Earthshaker. Can he get himself away? Impalement arts, rotation from Panto. Now the wall goes down. The Qualifier comes out now as well. It's going to be a little bit of damage coming through from the Tame the Beast here. Toronto Tokyo trying to get himself through that twin gate, but Infernal will not let him. Rotation comes up from Morel. It's going to be enough damage here with the help of that Hoodwinker to the pushback into the Sharpshooter. Sayush gets his kill, and they get themselves 9 on the board here for Yellow Submarines. And yeah, it's looking really good for them. If you think they're going to be able to take this game, don't forget you can get yourself over to the 1xBet app or that 1xBet website. Use the promo code that was just on the screen, RESD2. Get yourself up to 100% bonus on your first deposit, available on both the app and the website. But at the minute, Aurora really do need to get their heads above water, because it feels like every move Yellow Submarine are making is just paying so many dividends here for them that Aurora, I mean, again, I know we're only the first 12 minutes of the game, but you can't let this game get out of control if you're Aurora.
No, you cannot, specifically because your mid-game gamble is on this Leshrac, and that is that's a high risk, high reward kind of hero. And right now, the enemy has the damage and the reach to absolutely punish you. So here as well, this is not a Blink Dagger Leshrac. This is a Yule Scepter Leshrac.
Yeah, going to try and set up with that Yule Scepter out onto Infernal now as well. Splitter comes through, Spear into the trees, so we'll be able to get the kill. Kiyotaka, but look at that damage coming through. Coda and the Spirit Vessel on top as well. Kiyotaka taking so much. In fact, does he take down from this one? He might just be on the edge of his life. The Impalement art,
between the
it's
six.
not enough to get the kill. Sayush, though, will be able to take down Mira just outside of this gank here from Aurora. So again, even when they lose some bodies, they still get something from it for Yellow Submarines.
They do, but that was also a definite overpositioning from the Shaker, right? At no point should the Shaker with the Slam be the one that actually gets engaged on. That is a waste. And that puts Toronto Tokyo very close to his Blink Dagger. So Aurora, as you can see by the Yules, playing it defensively, knowing that Yellow Submarine will keep on coming their way. Taking it easy. And you were talking about paying dividends, but for a 10-3 game, there is no gold difference right now. True, the Doom is supposed to be ahead. That is the indication that this still is a kind of a rough game. But altogether, Yellow Submarines have not actually put a dent in Aurora's economy quite yet. They gotta take more towers down.
Okay, well, they're going to take more heroes down here. Mira, he's just the canary in the coal mine, it feels like 0-5-0 here for Mira, and he's had such an impressive weekend. We're going to see the replay of this last fight. But yeah, Mira, it's just... He's been setting the tone, and really here, he's just not got his shoes on and out the door yet.
Panto on the back lines.
Is there going to be... Okay, there might be another engagement. Yeah, top, you can see Panto, like you're saying. The Nether Ward is going to be cleaned up.
He was definitely in blink range of Toronto, Tokyo. But
he's not got it yet.
They're playing around with each other here, yeah.
It's coming in on the courier now, but yeah, he doesn't have that blink dagger in his inventory yet. Coming in 15 minutes, and that was going to be his first big item here. Toronto, Tokyo, only just picking this one up. It looks like we're going to see another gang squad rotating here from the side of Yellow Submarine. And again, Panto, he was the closest to, not a lot of mana left here. You can see the odds on the screen, though, still in favor of Aurora. And it's... Yeah, it's still looking like, you know, Yellow Submarine, even if they get knocked down, they're not staying down here, you know. And I say get knocked down, it's 11-3.
Yeah. Perhaps they even have a little bit of an inflated idea of how well they're doing currently. But then again, I don't know, how inflated is that? If you do have the Spirit Vessel charges on your Ember, he's still got himself a phenomenal game. This Doom... On the bot lane, they might get the Ursa kill, but there's a smoke coming from behind. And he didn't engage yet.
Taker backed himself away here. Maybe those spidey senses tingling just a little bit. We see the three-man rotation coming out. Kiyotaka could be in trouble. Nightfall is really close as well. What can he do here? It looks like Echo Slam comes out. It's going to be a little bit of damage onto Kiyotaka. Is he going to be able to get the kill as well? With the Wheel of Wonder being down, the arena comes out. Nightfall's going to get low morale. He picks up kills onto Nightfall now. There's going to be the multi-kisses raining down, but is this going to be enough here? It's going to be 2-3 going down on Aurora, only for the Earthshaker now. And it looks like, oh, they do take down Bottega, and Panto is going to be next, though. And only Mira left alive against 3 heroes. What can Mira do? Doesn't look like a whole lot.
Oh, it's a shame to lose the Ursa on the back there, but I don't think Yellow Submarine minds. Not with how hard Morel is running away with this game right now.
And yeah, it's just been a really nice showing here. And again, this is
a beautiful wheel.
Yeah, absolutely. To set up afterwards. And this is, you know, like you say, just the follow-up after you get these stuns, just be able to throw that wheel out like that. Really well played there by Hakoda. And now 2K net worth lead. Again, there is a Doom, so he is picking up his net worth, especially with the Helm of the Dominator here to help him as well. But the Ursa Bird now has that Battle Fury. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're doing this in steps. Next step is the Midas, then the Midas is going to get sold for the BKB, then you buy the Midas again.
Yeah. Again, it's just
Listen. In the economy, it's not important if you have if people in your country have a lot of money. Okay, the money must move. So the money goes into the Doom, it goes out of the Doom. This is economic productivity.
I didn't study economics, so I can't argue with that. You know, that's one of my blind spots. Because like Panto going to be caught out once again.
Same.
Bushwhack, Sayush, can they get the kill? They do. Infernal picks up another one, and even going to be able to get himself that Nether Ward once again here. So again, 17 kills to 5, and Aurora just stumbling a little bit here. Toronto, Tokyo, the arena comes out. Hakoda, what can he do? He's going to be inside the box. Toronto, Tokyo trying to run those arena walls. Are going to be coming down. Morel going to be able to get the catch up. And the Wheel of Wonder comes out now as well. He's facing the other way, saying, don't look at it. Just don't look at it. And it doesn't exist here. Kiyotaka comes in, backs him up. Toronto, Tokyo still takes a lot, especially with that Spirit Vessel over the top. But he won't this time be able to get the kill out onto the Mars.
It's definitely enough to push him back once again, though.
And
Toronto Tokyo is, after all, he is the man who's supposed to get these engagements going. He's the one who needs to find the jump in order to open up these towers. And here is a jump, but a swing and a miss.
Yeah, in fact, could be turning around here. Infernal, can he get the kill? The Fisher comes out. Echo Slam for the quick kill out now. Blood Grenade connects onto Panto. He's going to be running himself away from this Nether Ward here. Infernal just backs himself out, so he's going to be able to catch up. Fisher coming up in 3 seconds here. Panto with that Decrepify, but again, Fisher slams down out onto the Pugner. There's going to be the Bushwhack to lock him down. Blood Grenade comes through, but Nightfall with that defensive Doom. Not going to be enough to get the kill out onto the Earthshaker, but enough to dissuade him from going for the kill on the position 5.
Scrambling. Oh, that Doom wasted there as well. That is very sad. And it's really, the Aurora is now really just throwing things at Yellow Submarine, hoping they can get away with simply, you know, whenever two heroes see each other and you don't die, it's starting to become a win. Because they need the BKBs versus this Earthshaker. None of their cores can play right now.
And you can see that it is going to be, like I say, queuing up on all three of the... I mean, again, behind the hand minus for Nightfall, but it is going to be coming up soon. That BKB there as well. But all three cores, yeah, for Aurora being forced into these BKBs. So we'll see what window of opportunity Yellow Submarine going to get with this before the BKBs do come up, because there's an Ursula, there's a Tormentor coming up now as well. So Yellow Submarine not lacking objectives around the map to try and take away from the side of Aurora.
No, exactly. Like all of the tier 1s are gone. It means Aurora's reach has significantly diminished, slowed down. They are late for that Tormentor up top as well. Mirel, shield rune on. Arcane in the bottle. He'd love for somebody to try something right now. Or he's going to try himself.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get on top of Kiyotaka here. Kiyotaka, the wheeler one that comes out. There is no survival here for Kiyotaka. And can they get the kills here in chains? Anything to stop this TP? Not quite there to get Mira, but they do get the big fish. And again, it's just the rotations coming out from Yellow Submarine, and not even vision here. They just knew if they could find somebody there, maybe somebody from the side of Aurora trying to, get some farm, thinking it's safe there, and they just get a really nice pickoff here once again.
Yep, and now you're really starting to be able to put the squeeze on. They got great vision placed in the dire side of the map right now as well. That jungle has been Mirel's territory ever since that mid tower fell. Nobody gets to play there. So you have this little quarter of the bottom right map to play on for Aurora.
I like this as well.
Scrape those BKBs out of.
Morel feels so comfortable. He feels he's so far ahead. It's, there's no BKB coming out. There's no Yule Scepter for him. There's no defense. It's purely into sharpshooter on Mira here. But yeah, Ag Scepter coming out for the Ember Spirit, going purely offensive here. Not even going to go back for the Sanj first for that Kaya. Just straight into the Ags. And Panto, Impalement Arts, it will connect, and Panto's going to be the next one to go down. 22-5 coming out for Yellow Submarine.
Sayush is 7-0. This hoodwink, has he missed a sharpshooter? I think he's missed one sharpshooter on a guy who died anyway.
Yeah.
That's it. He's been, pardon the pun, but he's been going nuts.
He's having a great time here, and if you look at this overall, Aurora... again, well, the net worth is starting to grow for the side of Yellow Submarines with the Battle Fury being up for the Ursa, with the farm that the Earthshaker as well as the Ember Spirit is getting. What is the game plan here for Aurora? Because it feels like every time they try and step out of the comfort zone, they're just being picked off.
Yeah, I mean, one of the problems that they have with this lineup that a lot of other teams take care to have these days is some form of, well, they call it ghost push, right? I like to call it proxy push. A way to shove out lanes without you actually being there. A way to get farm on areas of the map that are too dangerous for you. Mm-hmm. The most popular version right now being the Helm of the Dominator. But also in other ways, like back in the day you would see the Earth Spirits and the, as Mira is in for bad time here.
Yeah.
Earth Spirits and the Tusks on these corners of the map, sweeping waves. They don't have anybody that they can send forward to do stuff like that at all. There's no Shadow Shaman here with a Blink Dagger who can plant some cheeky wards on a tower and summon the enemy team back. They don't have splitting tools at all. This lineup was supposed to fight Yellow Submarine face to face, and they've lost several teeth already.
Yeah, face to face, it does feel like it's just the face to brick wall here for Aurora, and the brick wall is winning just a little bit. So, my advice, maybe stop banging your head against it, but
the wall's closing in, I'm afraid. It's moving forward. It's got eyes everywhere. This is a wall of the Eldritch variety.
I've lost track of this metaphor, but I will agree with you.
Have you ever played Terraria? Like at some point you fight the Great Wall of Flesh?
No, I don't do well with games that tell me to make my own fun. I need to be sat down and be told how to have fun. But yeah, no, it's looking rough. And again, they're going to have to get the catch out onto the Mars here. Toronto, Tokyo, he's going to have to pop his BKB for this. And purely just to run himself away.
The problem is that he doesn't know, right? He doesn't know where that shaker is. He doesn't know where the Ursa was even. He only shows on the wave afterwards. The entire enemy team might be there.
And speaking of the entire enemy team, Panto's going to find him, and that's not the information that he wanted. And 24-5, 24 minutes into this game, Yellow Submarine up to a kill a minute. Might even be able to go into the Mars here. Mars going to have to go for that TP. Oh, wait, nope. Searing Chains, it will connect. Morel gets right on top of him, and he's already used that BKB. So Toronto, Tokyo, Arena comes out, but this is an Ember Spirit, mate. You aren't getting away from this one. He's going to zip-zap himself around, but like with fire, and Toronto, Tokyo gets taken down. Morel claims the kill.
Yeah, what's a couple of extra remnants to an Ember with an Axe?
It's just
What
I don't know how else to call this game because it feels so one-sided here for Yellow Submarine.
In a way, though, it's needed to be. Like, because if this Doom at any point would have gotten a grip on the game, if this Leshrac actually gets running, like there will still be, I can't guarantee it, but there could definitely still be a hard point in the game.
Yeah.
Where these triple BKBs come in, the Lesh gets to go to town, but it's not yet. They can't seem to stop the bleeding. They can't push out these waves as they're dying over and over and over again. Because they have to show, and if you show, the Shaker, the Ember, this Hoodwink are gonna tear you apart.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened there. I know we saw the death of Panto there, but Nightfall showed himself trying to get a little bit of farm. Immediate jump in, Fisher, Enchant, Echo Slam into the Sharpshooter, and the Doom is dead. No second chances there. So, yeah, really not paying off for him here. Mira trying to even find some farm on the other side of the map here as well, right in the far corner, away from the Dire side. So, if you're looking at this one from a Yellow Submarine perspective, are you happy to just slowly choke Aurora out of this game? You know, they have the Aegis for another minute and a bit, but not using this one to go high ground. Are you just happy to, again, to pin them back, wait for this next Roshan, and then look to make your high ground push?
Yes, and that is the way that these drafts that we've seen have usually been going. Push fairly limited. I think Navi is the only one who've really been leaning into like the DK to actively take down the towers, as opposed to and to have like a siege, right? As opposed to first killing people and then taking the towers because people are absent. And that means that the high ground takes are hard. They need to triple BKB over on Yellow Submarine definitely. So luckily for the Ember Spirit, thanks to the Aghanim Scepter pickup, he now almost has enough money to buy himself a BKB already as well.
Oh,
but they're going to probably need to dive or find a pick-off, depending on how Aurora play this, before they can actually take Rex.
Well, I don't think they've struggled to find a pick-off so far, so, you know...
No, not yet.
Not outside the realm of possibility that they continue to do so. And, yeah, you can see that Hemisphere, like, say... You said it, the gold coming through from this one here. He's going to be about, well, math-wise, about 300 to 400 gold, if that, needed here for the full BKB. So he's having a really good time. You've got Sayush with a Lotus Orb up. Your Glimmer Capes here as well for the Hoodwink. Going into a Blink Dagger for a support Hoodwink. Infernal, yeah.
An entire Lotus Orb.
Just an entire, yeah, it's just one of those items that, you know, you can.
Doom's going to hate it.
Yeah.
But here, he might...
Oh, the arena comes in.
No
They don't
way.
even catch him in the arena? My dudes. That would be the confidence kill for me. That would be... All right, GG. Yeah, go next. As Heal Scepter comes out, Kiyotaka trying to keep himself safe, but there is going to be a Wheel of Wonder here as well. It's going to be bounced around like a pinball inside that one. And you jump forward now, and they're going to be able to get the damage out here onto the Emperor. Can they get the kill? They do. They take down Morel. Morel will fall, and that's going to be the force back onto the Emperor. But again, they're getting more and more out of this one. Toronto, Tokyo having to go in for that BKB. Fisher comes out with that BKB. How long has it got left? It's not going to be enough here. Toronto, Tokyo with a spear back. Blood Grenade will connect, but it doesn't matter. Infernal, it's going to be a matter of time. He finds the kill. What were you saying about finding a pick-off before going high ground?
Yeah, that's several pick-offs. A pretty darn big team fight win. Ember Spirit did not have his BKB yet, But otherwise, the fact that the Lesh dies without even pressing his is a tragedy.
And they did try and do what they could to keep that Lesh alive. They're bouncing around, but he's being fought. I don't even think it was a force staff. You know, he just got pulled back. There was just so much control coming through here. Oh, it was a force staff on the Snapfire to try and get him out there as well. But yeah, this is... I mean, it's opened up that mid lane. It's not a lot of damage to the T3 now. They might be able to get him kill onto Infernal. Infernal, though, he's got his own protection with his own BKB. Fisher comes out onto the Doom. It looks like he might be able to get himself away because... I mean, if he goes down, it probably isn't as much gold as that Ember Spirit gave up, you know, giving over nearly 2,000 gold for his death, but it's still going to be a big chunk of change.
Yep. And the biggest problem for Yellow Submarine here is now you have that Doom. You were going to play an active game with him. You know, a 1.5 offlaner sort of thing, old Tundra stuff where your real scaling is on your mid, and you have 2 enablers for that. But now, when you're at this phase in the game, that means that you don't actually have scaling right-click damage on your team at all. You don't have scaling physical, so these enemy BKBs present a massive obstacle to you. If your Lesh doesn't survive the fight, it doesn't really matter if you took down a couple of Yellow Submarine heroes, because they're still going to come back and sweep you after. Your only shot is taking down the Ursa, and even then, like Ember in a long fight, Earthshaker in a long fight, the Lesh needs to live. The Lesh needs to live. Maybe you have a chance if the Lesh lives.
Well, we'll see, because Kiyotaka really not been doing a whole lot of that living here in the fights. You're 2-5-1.
He has not.
Being picked off first. Yeah, I'm just looking at this one. You know, we've got... It's going to be the Yasha coming out for the Ember Spirit here. So yeah, Yasha Kaya, not the Sanjin Kaya, which I thought it would have been. Being allowed to put so much pressure on with the Ember Spirit, and the fact that he's only got one death.
Opted for that Lincoln's as well.
I suppose it makes sense because you know it doesn't affect the Doom if you've got the BKB, so the Lincoln's is that better choice if you are jumping yourself in like that. So yeah, I'm not surprised. Roshan is back up now. Will be scouted out. Aurora, though, maybe trying to come out and try and contest this one. 5-man smoke coming through from them. Which way are they going to go? They do see Infernal in the mid lane as he's farming up those creeps, but the wraparound's going to come. The Ember Spirit on the back lines now as well. Jump forward. Oh, he's got those remnants to jump himself away to. Arena comes through. They're going to get to get the pen onto the 2 supports here. What damage can he do here? Multi-kisses are going to rain down. Sayu's going to take a lot of damage from this one, but he's not going to be dead just yet. Toronto, Tokyo is Infernal. Already got the kill out onto Nightfall. They're trying to go out onto Mira, onto the Lesh as well. Hakoda will fall, but it's going to be another costly one here. And again, Nightfall is dead. They've got no momentum to build on the side of Aurora.
That was a beautiful jump. Like, great instincts from Toronto Tokyo. He's got a little bit of information over on the side, but ultimately he had to infer that the supports were there. He catches them both. If you're not 20k behind, that's a great moment to turn. But instead, he spends all of his time on the supports. Only one of them dies. And in the meantime, his other cores get torn to shreds.
And this is going to be, again, another pick-off. 30 seconds without that Doom here. No buyback available for him. So it is going to be at least a lane of racks. They do have... Oh, no, look at this one, Morel. Going to be able to get the chase out on Toronto, Tokyo. Once again, Toronto, Tokyo. Both the Aeon Disc as well as the Black King Bar on cooldown. And Morel even being speared to a tree.
All right, Sayush.
No sweat.
Surely he dies. There he goes.
Yeah. Kiyotaka, though.
Surely you run.
He has to run himself away. Decrepify as well. They have the spotlight out, so he's going to be revealed from this by the Ringmaster. So charge coming through. He's going to have to go to the other side of the Fisher. Do they have the control to get the kill out onto him? It's going to be the Remnant coming forwards here from the Ember Spirit. Kiyotaka going to get low. Who's that buyback? It's going to be Panto. It doesn't matter, though. He goes down. Kiyotaka is just, again, dead and buried. It looks like...
Remnants.
He's out of life, too. Okay. That's an okay fight here for Aurora. You know, it cost them a fair bit. It cost them a buyback there too, but they finally, it feels like, get a fight that, dare I say, it goes their way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look at the difference in gold there. EXP as well. Only a single BKB used. This is about as good as it gets. I don't say that lightly with 2 of your cores dying for it.
Okay, a D rune out for Nightfall now as well. They're just going to march themselves into the Roche pit because, I mean, the Ursa is still here. Sayush going to be coming back alive now to that cookie. I don't think that's where he wanted to go. And they're setting up. They can contest. They have the Echo Slam now as well.
Submarine needs to be careful here.
And, well, Jim comes in, but Tega is going to be here. Then we're going to be able to get the kill onto Panto as well as Mira. Panto did buy back. Toronto Tokyo going to try and get himself in here, but won't be able to get the arena off. Good timely enchant totem from the Earthshaker just stops Toronto Tokyo in his tracks.
Yeah, and now the numbers advantage is already gone. As that was pure desperation from Aurora. They have to do it though. It's absolutely the correct move, and the fact that they get out with only the 2 supports dying is a pretty good scenario. But once again, Yellow Submarine are just not fazed by the fact that they lost a couple of heroes on the road to glory. Very insistent, and important there that they don't overplay, they don't rush in, they're not scared, you know, emotionally that something weird has happened and that Roche is already half dead or something like that, because logically you know that can't happen. But teams sometimes overcompensate when they've been winning the entire game and the enemy team suddenly pushes back, and you try to immediately get back the terrain that you just lost and you start a feed chain instead. But that looked very well controlled from Yellow Submarine, very confident.
Well, let's see here, as it looks like Bottega going to be able to get on top of that Roshan, and Aurora not here to contest this, so it is going to be another Aegis, this time the Roshan banner here too for the Ursa, and they've already opened up one lane. You know, there's only one tier 2 tower left as well. Morel trying to do what he can to push out this top lane as well. It's going to be a double catapult wave, so let's see what Yellow Submarine going to do with this. In fact, heading towards the bottom lane, maybe trying to catch a couple of heroes on the side of Aurora off guard if Aurora feel like that top lane is open. But Mars already TP'd back. Let's see what they can try and do here, Yellow Submarine.
Taking it easy, just moving their way towards the last remaining tier 2 tower, sweeping up the wave that was the furthest ahead. Ember takes care of middle, is going to support sitting behind him. This is all very by the books.
Yeah, and we can see Bottega going to be able to get the farm up as well. If you're looking at this from Aurora's side, are you thinking that, you know, okay, we've taken a fight, you know, we can do it? Are you even with
nice bluff?
Oh, they're going to be able to find
guys, we're pushing behind the Ursa, guys.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get the lockdown onto him. The Kyotak is dead. He does have that buyback, though. So, importantly, if he needs to, they can get him back in the fight.
Very nice. Anyway, what were you going to say?
Doesn't matter now, because I feel like Aurora's confidence in this game is actually a little bit broken.
I mean, if you look at the drafts alone, the fact that they never get any good fights going in the mid game is a dire sign. And this is mostly just hanging on in the belief that Yellow Submarine can still mess this up.
What are you doing, Bottega? Somebody check him PC, because that is aim hacks.
Is it aim hacks if somebody literally throws a spotlight?
I'd still say yes. It's just, yeah, I mean, this is looking, like you say, that last tier 2 tower goes down. They've still got the Aegis for, what, another nearly 3 minutes. So Bottega pushing in. They're going to have to, I mean, they're waiting for the Lesh respawn here too. So they're going to have to give up another lane of racks here. Only one lane remains. And Morel already on that top lane looking to push it out. And then just throwing himself back towards this in case he needs to take a fight, which he will do from behind here. The Doom comes out as well, damage out onto, it's going to be the Doom from the Lotus Orb as well, so the Doom comes back onto Nightfall now. What can they get from this one? The Monster Kids are going to rain down, but there is going to be the protection coming out from Hakoda here. Toronto, Tokyo with the arena. Can they get the kill out onto the Earthshaker? Earthshaker is going to get low, but he's not dead just yet. Infernal's going to live. He is going to live, and Toronto, Tokyo might actually be the one to go down here in this fight. He falls, Sayush gets the credit. They take down Panto too. 2 heroes left, but they're not going to wait for this. They're just going to call GG and say game number 1. It's Yellow Submarines.
And in style, I mean, halfway through the game, I was like, okay, maybe letting the Earthshaker through the draft is hubris, right? And especially Yellow Submarine insistence that they're even going to do it from the off lane as well, not just leaning on it, but saying no, we're going to actually. Even if we lose this Earthshaker lane, we can play this strategically well enough. to make sure that we get the stacks. But the way in which they do it as well, the start that Ember Spirit has, the pressure that he and Sayush apply throughout that early mid game, Ursa never has to do anything he wants for nothing, just PvE if he wants to. The threat of that Shaker, like how many incredible slams did we even see? Almost none, because it wasn't necessary. So they had that tool in their box most of the time still as well. This was domination.
It absolutely was. You look at it, and Aurora, like you say, never really got themselves at the races here, and Infernal didn't need to go for the big 5-man echo slams, just looking to get the pickoffs every time they showed, and it was off cooldown. And it felt like he did get pickoffs with it. I think there was one where he threw it onto the solo Lash. It wasn't enough to get the kill out onto him, but that's when the rest of Yellow Submarine collapsed. The team fight broke out. And yeah, no, doing a lot of work here, Yellow Submarines. And Aurora, coming through as who I thought were going to be the favorites into this one, have just completely not shown up to at least this first game. So Yellow Submarine going to be one game to the good here, one game away from locking in the trip to the main event. We'll see if they're going to be able to get a clean 2-0, or Aurora, can they get their heads off the pillow, get themselves back into the series and get it to a 1-1? We'll find out after this break.
The new breakthrough and innovative phone with 1xBet app. With 1xBet app, you can register and start betting in just one click. Intuitive interface and thousands of sports events every day. User-friendly app. Big wins, fast payouts. break through an innovative phone with 1xBet app. With 1xBet app, you can register and start betting in just one click. Intuitive interface and thousands of sports events every day. User-friendly app. Big wins, fast payouts.
Welcome back in, everyone, to the series here to see who is going to be going through into the main event for Blast Slam and who is going to be going home empty-handed. We have Yellow Submarine 1 game up against Aurora. We're about to get ourselves into the second draft to see if they can pull it off again, or Aurora, are they going to pull 1 game back and send us to a 3rd game in the series? We'll find out as we get ourselves into this draft. And it is going fairly fast here, as the Beastmaster already been taking out the Marcy as well as that Naga Siren. And Kips, looking at these two teams, what do Aurora need to do? You know, was there anything you took from that last game that Aurora can build on coming into this second game?
I mean, there's 2 things, and they're both about the Earthshaker. I'm surprised that Aurora let Yellow Submarine have it, and I'm surprised that Yellow Submarine had the audacity to then say, hey, and by the way, we're also going to let it get through on the offlane. Thank you very much.
10 seconds remaining.
Neither of which are going to happen this time, because that Shaker now gets taken out by Yellow Submarine, does
5
not,
seconds
in
remaining.
fact, want to give it over to Aurora on that first pick. So they, at the very least, value it, right? And that means that we're going to get to see perhaps a little bit more equal of a matchup here, because I do think that that was the key difference maker.
Yeah, it does mean that the Disruptor gets through. We see the ban on the Shadow Demon there as well, so no counter to that glimpse coming out from the Shadow Demon. Like you say, it is going to be banned out because it was Aurora that had priority there, so they do pick first pick, and then Yellow Submarine picking up on the Radiant side. So, yeah, we see the ban out, making sure that Earthshaker doesn't get through, because I don't think Aurora would let it get picked by Yellow Submarine once again. But looking at it, is there anything else? Because, okay, first pick going to be the light. First pick Lycan, dude. Yellow Submarine confident on this.
They are really just putting it all on the table. Okay, yeah. And especially if you're convinced that Aurora is going to play another slower pressure game. I mean, the Lycan very much fits into Aurora's MO themselves as well. I believe we saw that yesterday too, one of their wins. Take that out of their hands and say, okay, hey, what you need to do in order to beat the Lycan is to actually, put some pedal to the metal, make use of the fact that this hero doesn't contribute to the team fights necessarily, to the fact that it's mostly about farm, about the map pressure. You can definitely make this hero irrelevant by playing a faster game. And Yellow Submarine are essentially challenging Aurora to play faster.
Do you need to pick up a strong, if this is going to be the offlane, like a strong carry? Because it feels like, we saw it against was it against the Terrorblade yesterday? And the Terrorblade, just couldn't force it out of the lane after the first 10 minutes or so. And the Lycan just got free reign on there, taking the tier 1 and, even putting pressure right up to the tier 2 tower. In fact, I think it was, about 7 minutes that first tower went down by the Lycan. So
pretty crazy.
If you're looking at this from Aurora, do you need that strong lane presence in the carry coming out to try and deal with this Lycan early on?
I mean, not necessarily. It is really hard to just pick enough damage to kick a Lycan out of the lane at all. He has a lot of regen naturally through the excuse me,
5 seconds remaining.
through his init, as well as that, of course, when you go for the Helm of the Dominator, you're immediately getting all of that extra armor and regen off of your Helm of Iron Will as well. What I want to see is a willingness to either take that Lycan tower early, or at the very least rotate people over to the lane that the Lycan is pushing in and delay him.
Okay. And we see the Snapfire coming out this time. Yellow Submarine going to be able to get the pickup on that. I assume this is going to be our offlane locked in for Yellow Submarine already. So again, a lot of aggression coming through the Wolves, the Scatterblast as well. Being able to get the chase down, open it up for the Lycan for kills. So looking at whoever probably going to be this Disruptor in the lane here up against the Snapfire Lycan has to be really darn careful about that positioning, because if you get caught out, even with the push away from the EMR, you aren't living here with that pressure. It feels like Lycan and Snapfire are going to be putting on you. So,
Let's see now, Aurora. I want playmakers here. I want them to be able. It was all in Toronto, Tokyo last time, and he found a couple of good moments eventually, but it was too little, too late.
Aurora Gaming's turn.
well,
And that is
we get the brood.
Okay. We're going. Anything you can do, I can do better here. I can respect that.
Is it? I wonder if it's Nightfall or Toronto Tokyo that's going to be playing this Broodmother, because I think it's still very early on. Yellow Submarine can go for heroes like the we've seen the Underlord carry. You could swap that Lycan out into I don't know, mid lane or a potential carry here. Go for the Tide Hunter to come out too. The Dawnbreaker is still available. There's still in potential off lane heroes still available. A wide range here for Yellow Submarine in terms of carries. Again, any Radiance builder. The Troll is ban out, but Battle Fury, the Ursa again, Faceless Void coming through. There is a lot of options, and Yellow Submarine, I wonder what their answer is going to be to this very early pick here from Aurora.
Yeah, I'm expecting this one to go to Nightfall. It really seems to fit his style. Those offlaner-esque carry heroes, fast moves, and also Toronto Tokyo. As far as DOTA buff is concerned, not a single Broodmother game.
So
ever played.
We just had a
10 seconds.
little bit of a bomb dropped on us here. The Zeus coming through from Aurora. Now, I want to say I can't even remember the last time I saw a Zeus to say how well this hero is going to do. But if you're looking at this from a pickup perspective, I just want to pick your brain on it, because what is the strat behind this Zeus? It feels like this hero is just not in a good position for a reason. Okay, it's going to be nice. Thunder God's Wrath can finish off kills, but the facets never really seem to work too much. It did get nerfed with the Mario jump away as well. Why pick the Zeus?
Why pick the Zeus? Well, listen, damage. And that's going to sound like a cop-out, but the fact that you get global damage, the fact he's a decent counter pusher. You've got that contribution here as well, means that you're going to be able to output massive amounts of magical damage, just like that Leshrac was intended to do, but at much less personal risk. The reason why I don't really like it is because there's already a Lycan, and now immediately comes in an Ember Spirit as well. There already is a lot of reach against you. And you don't want to have to only itemize defensively on your Zeus either.
And would you actually consider this, because again, it's been a while, is it definitely the mid lane? Is this definitely going to be Kiyotaka's hero,
so, yeah.
or do you maybe put it as the 4?
10 seconds remaining.
As the 4, I
5
don't
seconds
really see the utility in the post 4 Zeus.
Yeah.
Listen, you have the dewarding, right? But if that is the reason that you're going to play an off meta post 4, I'd honestly take a page out of the book of 9 class and grab the Slark instead.
Okay. Well, let's see how they want to try and play around where it's going to be going, because Aurora actually burning through a lot of reserve time here in their draft so far. So, they have to think about what they want to be picking here for these next 2 picks. And, one more to come. They see most of Yellow Submarine's lineup here. We'll see if they're going to give any information away. They go for the Mars. So, showing that this Broodmother, not going to be in the offlane with that Mars pick coming out. It looks like it is going to be the carry Brood coming up against the Lycan Snapfire. And again, if you're coming up against a Snapfire in the lane, until you get some movement, you get a few webs down, it still doesn't feel like the safest lane for me, this Broodmother.
5 seconds.
No, not the safest lane, but once you hit the level 6, there isn't a whole lot to stop you on the board yet. So that is something that you feel pretty good about as Nightfall right here. This is a nice Orchid game. You're going to push faster than that Lycan for sure.
Yeah.
Ember Spirit, like he can chase you down, but the Spider Army still feels like a big issue for Yellow Submarine here.
Okay. And so you do not expect Ember Spirit to be burning those, the Spiderlings away, picking up,
seconds remaining.
extra damage and flame guarding them out?
5 seconds
mean,
remaining.
Perhaps, yeah, but how do I say this?
Team ban.
Takes a long time. It's walking after spiderlings with your flame guard on is not exactly the same as throwing a Tidehunter in or a Sven or something like that who can just stand there on the lane where the Broodmother is. Ideally, you would not
10
have
seconds
to
remaining.
play that sort of chasing game as an Ember Spirit. It's
Yeah.
weird because he likes chasing, but he likes chasing things he can kill. We're going for the Disruptor this game. We're going for the Zeus this game. And I feel like this Broodmother still needs to be answered a little.
Well, we'll see how they are going to answer this one. The Ursa being banned out from Aurora, but like you say, there is some decent carries left here. Like the Sven, they ban out the Dragon Knight, so that would have been even more push. So it looks like
They don't believe
Yellow
this
Submarine-
Zeus is mid.
Yeah. So we'll see what the adaptation is here from Aurora, but they do have the final pick as well. Yellow Submarine, Aurora going to have to reveal what they want first here. What is their final ban going to be? I wouldn't be surprised if it was the Sven, to be honest here. Just to be able to, or maybe even something that keeps a distance like the Gyrocopter with that flat cannon coming out.
Gyro feels risky to me into a Mars Broodmother. If you can't stay on top of the damage curve, then they actually have a really good catch for you here. But instead, it is the Faceless Void, so no combos with the Snapfire, no extra Overlord creep to hand over to your Lycan and say, micro this for me, please.
Radiant team
That's what I do in my pubs. If they're okay, so the Monkey King comes out. So again, the
Also,
Zeus Monkey King, they can be flexed.
They can be flexed. So that's also a hero off the board for Yellow Submarine if they wanted something that can kill the entire Spider Army in one slap. The MK is
10 seconds remaining.
a good possibility. Good vision hero as well. This is...
Yeah.
5
Aurora have
seconds
multiple ways to take fights this time around. Even if this is just a support Monkey King, that's going to be a lot of extra vision delivered. A lot of good opportunities for a glimpse from this Disruptor means that it's not necessary for the Mars to always jump in the middle of the entire enemy team. That's they've got multiple angles that are not just, hey, Toronto, Tokyo, find us the perfect jump on both of their supports, please.
Okay, and one last pick here for Yellow Submarine. Again, they have that one game advantage, so they have a buffer here, but we'll see if they are going to be able to pick something that's going to be able to close it out. I wonder if they go for something, maybe if this is going to be the Call of Zeus, you look to the Anti-Mage, you look for like a high impact, quick jump in, still going to go Battle Fury, blow up. But I genuinely, I don't know what Yellow Submarine go for here. Hopefully they do, because I have no idea.
Well, clearly they've having a rough time with it as well. Like they banned out the troll themselves, so you don't get to play the Ursa here. TB feels decidedly mid.
Okay.
Choose your
Well,
hero.
we would have never gotten that either way.
No, I think this popped up once, and I think it was Ame that played it at TI.
It must have been Ame. That sounds like an Ame thing to do. And
Yeah.
yeah, the Zeus actually is going over on the support position. Okay, I completely misjudged that one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. It's been so long since we've seen this. Maybe, Mira just wanted to show off the Arcana. It's been a while since anybody's seen it, so he just wanted to show that one off. But
looks
yeah, this
majestic.
is a bit of a curveball coming out here from Aurora to try and keep themselves in the series. And again, this is it. If they lose this, there is no third chances. They are done. They are dusted, and they are going home. And Yellow Submarine do move through. So putting a lot on the line here. Toronto, Tokyo on the Mars, Mira on the Zeus. Kiyotaka is going to be playing the mid Monkey King here. Panto on the Disruptor. And we do get the carry Broodmother coming out. And I think this is the first time we've seen this Broodmother for Nightfall. And of course, he just has the creepiest skin. So, it's going to be putting that factor. Maybe that's the intimidation factor coming out here for Nightfall. You can't attack the hero if you can't look at it.
Isn't there a mod still that replaces Broodmother with like just a big kitten or something like that?
I think it used to be a frog.
frog.
But yeah, I think it's been a while since that's been working. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember everybody taking the really sleek looking, like the Black Widow Broodmother skin just to freak people out extra.
I remember when the Broodmother, it used to just increase in size, so you'd have an entire
Yes.
screen just filled up by the Broodmother, but the legs wouldn't work. Like when you're trying to go over the cliffs with the web and stuff like that, and the legs just wouldn't work right, so it looked like it was on ice skates or something. So that kind of took a little bit of the creepiness out of it. But yeah, Nightfall going to be running on this Broodmother. We'll see here if this is going to be enough. So drafts on the board once again, Kips. How are you feeling here? Do you think this is enough here for Aurora to pull it back, or Yellow Submarine? Have they got the draft to lock this one in?
I do think that Aurora's lanes look a lot better this game. Mars not nearly as threatened this time around, and we're especially going to be this Ember Spirit that Yellow Submarine got such a phenomenal start with in the previous game, and is going to have a hard time versus the Monkey King. That is just a classic counter matchup. It's playable as an Ember Spirit. There's not a lot of matches that as an Ember Spirit you like outright lose, except for example, the Huskar. It's the biggest favorite there. But this one hurts a lot, and I don't doubt that that Mirel is going to struggle a lot more in this game than in the previous one.
Okay. Well, we see the odds on the screen here. It's going to be 2.48, so not quite the favorites, Yellow Submarine and Aurora. Just a little bit better on those odds. And don't forget, everybody, if you want to get involved, you can head yourself over to the OneXpert app, OneXpert website, use that promo code RESD2, and that's available both on the app and the website. Get yourself up to 100% bonus on your first deposit if you do want to get involved here, if you think you know how this series is going to go. And as we get into it, smoke's coming through Aurora. Do they try and make a move here? Bottega is fairly far forward. It's got to be, I don't know if he's scared of just the Zeus cannon. He's close towards that tier 1, but Toronto Tokyo is backing him up here. I think we see it. Yeah, the ping's going to come through. Bottega just trying to move himself away, eating these trees as well here. So Bottega, well, they get the spear out, but no real follow-up. He's going to be back underneath the tier 1. A little bit of fear put into him, but can he get over here in time to get this rune? Because it looks like the Pugna standing right on top of that rune spot. He's going to be the 3.
3, yeah, fighting early versus things like a Monkey King, a Disruptor. It's scary.
The Qualifier comes out, but Mira, he does pick up the first blood with the Thunderbolt. So you lose a rune in the balance, but you do get the first blood on the board here. So it's going to be about 400 gold for Mira coming out. Cost him a lot of mana to get that one, but yeah, never getting away from a Zeus when you try and get that Decrepify off to keep yourself alive, Pugna.
Yep, that's not going to do it. And this top lane is the one that is the lane to watch for me, because if Nightfall does well here, not only do you get a lot of momentum out of the spider herself, but you're also shutting down Infernal. And Lycan really leans on his high lane presence in order to get momentum in a game, to force people to react to him, take those towers down early. If he doesn't come out of the lane well, it takes a while for him to recover, and he doesn't contribute any like surprise factor or big ult or whatever during that recovery either, as we equalize on
Oh, I love the casualness of that as well. Bottega just gets in range, throws out that Chaos Bot and says, yep, job done. Akota, you clean it up.
You gotta trust your guy to get you finish the job for you. We've also got the fundamental forging over on the Chaos Knight. We're going to see him build on bigger neutral items earlier. He had the irrationality queued up until basically the last second here before.
See, I mean, this is pretty good, right? Because you can get that. Is it the tier 5 coming through before, you're going to have a massive gap between that and anybody else getting yours. So, yeah, it is a really nice boost here for the Chaos Knight to be able to pull that through. And setting up, you have the items, with big impact coming through that you're going to be able to get maybe the Stygian Desolator coming out. You maybe go for that Helm of the Undying. There's just so much that you can pull off if you can get that early tier 5.
Yeah, but 35 plus is still pretty late. In that regard, of course, like the big impact, you don't have a facet. I don't want to say you don't have a facet, but the real impact and the real possibility of that game turning potential comes in fairly late as well, is what I'm trying to say. There is a trade-off here.
See, Mira going to get pulled back again. There's going to be no follow-up with the Chaos Bolt here from Bottega. Just, again, putting a little bit of aggression out onto Mira, but not looking for the kill. He's going to come forwards, though, and putting a little bit of damage onto Hakoda. So Hakoda got to be careful, too. Does have that salve, and trying to play around the Lotus. It looks like the Zeus is going to be able to get it out. Yeah, even pop in, trying to change around that clarity here. So not going to be contested out from the side of Yellow Submarine. And if you're looking, overall on the board, in terms of the pressure that you're trying to put on the map, you're saying about trying to stifle this Lycan, but do you maybe want to try and put it onto the mid lane while you know that the Kiyotaka going to have a good time up against December?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to make it very natural to rotate into the mid lane. But on the other hand, that also means that Kiyotaka doesn't need a lot of help there unless you have info that the enemy is coming in to try and save their Ember from drowning, right? Because that is very much what's happening right now. Morel is on the struggle bus.
Okay. Yeah, and we see Bottega going to be able to get another kill here in the bottom lane up against Mira. So Mira kind of... Okay, he did get first blood. So he's still... Oh, Panto, though, top lane will go down to Sayush. But yeah, okay, this is Yellow Submarine 4 kills now to 1. At least Aurora get 1 on the board. But Yellow Submarine picking up where they left off in that last game.
Yeah, certainly with the kill score. A big difference on that mid lane though. And on the top now as well, 1-1-1 for Nightfall. Probably going to get a second point into the Insatiable Hunger if I had to guess. That's where it's going to become really hard for Infernal to actually win these trades versus the Spider. So I think his best time in this lane has passed on the Lycan.
Do you look to win this lane though once the Lycan, or are you just waiting to outlast, wait for the Broodmother to start jungling? Bottega getting another kill out now as well. There's going to be... Oh, the Glimpse comes back, so they're going to be able to turn it back around here onto the Chaos Knight, but that does mean that they know this Broodmother is alone, so the rotation's coming in mid lane here. Is he going to be able to get on top Sayush with the rotation out onto the Snapfire? They do connect here with the Scatter Blast, and it looks like Little Shudder coming out as well. Kiyotaka though, he does have that lifesteal coming out with the Jingu Mastery. Morel trying to do what he can. Chains are going to be here now as well. Slide of Fist, Morel gets the kill, and all of a sudden this dynamic in the mid lane might have just shifted a little bit here, but Morel having to go back to base, get that heal up. So Sayush stepping forward, getting some solo XP on these creeps in the mid lane. But
losing the monkey, that's painful. And great reactions by Yellow Submarine and the information that they get on the map here.
Bounce. It does connect out. Sayush. Jump comes forward. The Glimpse is going to be here now as well. Sayush, he might go down. Thunderbolt is going to be here as well. So Kiyotaka gets the credit for the kill. Going to take some damage back from that one here. But again, they know both supports are here. So Panto as well as Mira showing themselves. We'll see if there's going to be any reaction here from Yellow Submarine. Did they get... Okay, Decrepify out onto the wards to keep that one going here. Kiyotaka is going to be able to take it down again. Kiyotaka, a ranged hero in disguise here, this Monkey King, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and just... Aurora's cheating. They brought 3 guys. That's not fair.
Top lane, they're going to try and go. The cookie comes out onto Nightfall. Nightfall can get back himself away. There is going to be the webs down here. Little Shudder coming out. Only the one connected out onto Nightfall. Nightfall still taking a bit of damage, but again, he's going to be on the webs. So he's going to have himself an okay time moving around. The Wolves just constantly being set at the Spider now as well, though. Infernal does have that level advantage onto Nightfall, but Nightfall going to pop the Insatiable Hunger. Not going to be able to get the right clicks out onto the Wolves, so not going to be able to get full lifesteal out here. And it looks like Infernal might try and go, but meanwhile, in the river around the Roche Pit, Hakoda, he is going to be low. They get the kill onto Panto first here. It's going to be traded off. Hakoda does go down. Morel trying to get himself away. Sayush backing him up, excuse me. There is going to be the cookie. Double balance comes out here. Searing Chains, what can they do underneath the towers on this top part of the map? Trying to move over to the shrine. The cookie's not going to get him onto the high ground. Infernal, though, is waiting. Kiyotaka going to try and wait to trade this one off. And you cannot fight this one as the Lycan because Kiyotaka just gets that lifesteal, takes control. And it looks like both shrines going to go the way of Aurora.
Nightfall lurking. He needs a little bit of recovery here. That's not going to get all of his HP back. And that means that Infernal's just going to hound him.
And Yeah, I was going to ask you before we were rudely interrupted about 2 minutes ago. About, the players trying to take fights and get these kills. What are they thinking while we're trying to talk? But Infernal, he's going to have that Helmet of the Dominator coming out. You were saying about him not winning this lane up against Broodmother?
I thought so, but especially because I thought that there would still be a support here over on the side as well. But instead, Nightfall's been spending most of his time chasing after these wolves, trying to kill them, and not getting good trades in with the Insatiable Hunger at all.
Yeah, Morel going to be getting himself another kill as well.
What's this? He is so poor right now, and he's playing in the exact same place where he was playing last time around when he was the king of the mid lane. He's gonna get punished for that.
Yeah, I mean, he jumps himself back here. He's got one charge left on his bottle here too, so they might be able to put pressure on the mid lane. But while that's going on, Yellow Submarine trying to mount an offense up against this tier 1 tower in the top. Even Infernal, sending the Centaur around the back as well. So with the Pugna Netherblast doing a decent amount of damage, and the Spiderlings are starting to come out. But how vulnerable are they to the Scatterblast? You've got the Netherblast coming out. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to be cleaned up as they show on the lane. Mid lane. Oh, they might try and make another move here now as well. The rotation coming in from Bottega. Do they have enough control to take that? It's Monkey King. Monkey King trying to move himself away. Wukong's command comes out, but they still have enough. Bottega gets the credit for the kill. On the top lane, though, there is going to be the arena out on Infernal. Infernal in that wolf form. Not going to be able to run himself out of this one. So going to be that 1-for-1 trade coming out here. Panto is going to get low. The Wolves and the Centaur putting some pressure out onto the Disruptor, but won't be able to get the kill out. So that is going to be a 1-for-1. And it feels like Aurora this time around, they are finding these trades. When they lose one, they do get one back, it feels like.
Sports are on the move. Nightfall gets to hold on to this tower. He really desperately needed some numbers to come in, so that's a great rotation from Toronto Tokyo. And in general, Toronto Tokyo is the one leading the charts currently. So for Aurora, if you want the man to make the moves, to have a good game, you have already succeeded in getting him through the laning stage. This is good news for them.
Yeah, are we still going to be seeing I assume it's going to be the Blink Dagger next, but I think it's going to be a little bit quicker than the 15 minutes, 16 minutes that we saw for Toronto Tokyo in the last game. Well, depending on how the rest of this game goes going forward here, Kiyotaka going to step up. The rune, though, is going to be on the top part of the map. Hakoda is guarding it, and the Arcane rune going to be picked up by Morel. So maybe this is going to be another window coming through for the side of Yellow Submarine to look for a pick-off and moving towards the top lane, moving towards the Broodmother. But there is a ward down here, so Nightfall should be able to play around this one in the trees. Yeah, play this one defensively. Slider Fist into the Netherblast, getting a couple of these spiders. The Slider Fist just keeps going and going and going, though, and will actually take down a majority of those spiders. And don't forget, everybody, if you want to get involved, head yourself over to the OneXpert app or website. Use the promo code on the screen right now, RESD2, for that up to 100% bonus on your first deposit. Ember Spirit, he's going to try and... Does he actually want to try and fight this one? The Multi-Kisses might be off the mark here, but Panto, one Remnant jump in, the Slider Fist, they will be able to get the kill. While that's going on, though, the arena's out. Bottega, what can he do? Going to be level 7 with Kiyotaka trying to do the damage with that Wukong's command. He's going to live for a little bit longer, but he will eventually find the kill here. But Morel with a double kill takes on both supports. Mira will pay with his life. Toronto Tokyo at least getting the kill onto Bottega now. Do they want to try and go out onto Kiyotaka? Kiyotaka going to be slowed down. The life drain comes in as well. Spear to the tower now. Morel, does he want to carry and chase on to Kiyotaka? Kiyotaka taking the damage as well from that urn. Looks like Kiyotaka, does he want to go? The balance strike, they do take down Toronto Tokyo. Do they want to go for more? Again, that life drain being baby birded back into Morel. So he's looking pretty darn healthy if they want to carry on going.
This Ember Spirit is ridiculous. I'm a little shocked at how much you're getting away with right now.
Yeah, Thunderguts comes out here. They might be able to go into Morel. Morel, can he get himself away to safety? The Remnant, yeah, he is away as Infernal takes down Panto. I'm not sure what Panto was trying to come over there for, but it will cost him his life.
Bonus.
Ooh, okay, Morel onto Mira. And yes, 6-0 and 3, and Morel only had one game in the last... only had one game. Of course he only had one game in the last game. Only had one death in the last game, right? As they might be able to go into Kiyotaka once again. Kiyotaka low, but Morel with not a lot of... Maybe with this AD rune, though. Is Kiyotaka going to stick around? No, he's going to go back to the fountain.
And while that was going on, we had a little 4v4 in the mid lane. There was also a scuffle up top, with the top tower now falling. Infernal taking that one down. Nightfall in recovery mode, though.
let's see here, because the Scatter Blaster will connect. Nightfall going to be dragged back. The Cookie on the Wild Wing Ripper. It does connect now as well. Little Shredder out. Nightfall trying to run himself away. The webs do come through. It's going to be a little bit more on that Little Shredder. He's going to go for the TP. No! Sayush says you stay right there. And the Scatter Blaster gets the kill here. Yeah, and they're going to go. I mean, they have this AD rune, so no reason not to stop here. No reason not to stop. No reason to stop. No reason to stop for the side of Yellow Submarine as they just continue to pile on the pressure on Aurora.
Once again, that mid tower falls early. Ember Spirit free reign to move around into the enemy jungle, where...
No. Morel, he's going to see the stacks.
Oh no, or oh yes?
I mean, well, the dire stacks, so oh no if you're looking at it from the side of Aurora. Oh yes, I guess if you are, Morel and your fancy Yellow Submarine there, he does get about half the creeps on that stack.
Very good news for him. His Reign of Terror, I don't want to say it's over, but he's going to play this one more careful than the last time around, because there is a Disruptor here, and Panto has level 6. He could just decide to drop the Standing Storm on top of you and say, that's enough of your... I've had enough of your bullshit. So...
So, I mean, he's got the queue up here for the Yule Scepter. Do you expect Yule Scepter then maybe back into that Kaya, pick up the Sands this time around, or does he go a little bit more defensive with a BKB? How do you want to build this Ember Spirit up?
I think after the Yules, you're feeling pretty good in that game, because that's also going to protect you from, for example, an Orchid coming out on a Broodmother.
Oh, they're going to try and take a fight here. The Thunder God's Wrath comes out with that Static Storm as well. The TP away, though, from Toronto. Tokyo, can they get the kill at least out on 2? They do. They get the lockdown on the Disruptor. Panto will fall. Glimpse gets used, but not before he does die in Infernal. He has that Black Dragon up now. It's going to be the full Helm of the Overlord coming out for the Lycan in this Bat Wolf form. I don't even know how to describe this cosmetic, but he will be able to put pressure out onto the tier 2.
And I was talking about how the Broodmother is not dealt with, but honestly, when her game is in the gutter like this, that doesn't really matter all that much. Instead, the game that she would have liked to have is being played by this Lycan.
And while all this is going around the map, Bottega's getting free farm out now. He's making the rotations. He's with his team when he needs to, but he is finding that farm. He is going to be the top of the net worth. He's going to go towards the Orchid, it looks like, too. He's already got that tier 2 out on the poor man's shield, and going to be hitting up that tier 3 quite soon as well. So again, another advantage come through for Bottega. And this is where I know you were talking about the 35-minute mark being so far away, but even just being able to get that one neutral, the level 2 instead of level 1, just the level 3 instead, just that bit of a buff up that if you can get the control out, that 35-minute tier 5, it isn't where the power spike comes in. It's where you look to close out the game, it feels like.
And right now they're completely on trajectory for that. Only they're gonna probably take it a little easier right now, just because Morel is threatened.
Yeah. Panto! Oh, Morel's going to try and get in here. The Siren Chains, do they get the kill out onto him? He's going to get low, but I don't think Panto's going to go down. It's not going to be enough to get the kill out there. There was no charge on him from the urn, and it won't be enough here, but who will go down? It's going to be the Monkey King, as Morel, he just carries on going and going and going and going. There is no off button on Morel. He might even find Mira here. Mira getting it away. The Spirit Vessel out. They have the damage, and it's Infernal. He takes down the Zeus. It's going to be looking like a tier 2 tower 16 minutes into the game. Okay, fortification is going to be used. And
no, that's a little rich. But man, the amount of damage that Panto cops immediately at the start of the fight makes it so hard for him. And you can see the adaptation on Morel there, right? The Remnants not necessarily used aggressively, but only as an option. He's mostly slighting and chainsing right now, and he's leaving the run into the Lycan creeps, and that's enough to tear through these supports already.
Yeah, and you look at Nightfall, he is going to be going towards the Manta style, but net worth-wise here, going to be about 1,300 behind. And yeah, the Infernal just sends his dragon in. No Dragon Knight, no problem. This Black Dragon still does so much tower damage that it's an easy pickup. Infernal doesn't even need to be there. He just
Toronto
said, yeah,
Tokyo.
Black Dragon. So Morty Kisses are going to come in on Toronto Tokyo. Is going to try and go for the TP, but I think they have the damage. They just barely clean it up before the TP connects. And again, I think just the way they're playing this one, even the Thunder God's Wrath coming out there from Mira to try and spot out, but Toronto Tokyo, no way out of that.
I mean, he's having a lot better of a time than the last game around, and he's making decent progress on the BKB here. But that BKB is also necessary for him to get to play the game at all again at this point. Nightfall is a non-factor. Kiyotaka scraping together a BKB of his own.
And yeah, he's just, I mean, like I said, Bruno, they're trying to go for that Manta to try and, I guess, help out against this Orchid that Bottega has. And, you know, standard Bruno the build anyway, but it will help there. But Bottega, again, he's got the armlet, he's got that Orchid, he's going to go towards a Manta of his own. He's going to have an Aegis here if you want to give it his way too. Maybe even you give it over to Morel if you want to, because he is the one throwing his body on the line.
Absolutely.
Throw himself into the fight. So, yeah, no reason not to, I guess.
No, you have a disruptor-shaped reason to, in fact, explicitly put that Aegis onto him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you trade the Aegis for the Static Storm in the worst scenario for you. You'll do that in a heartbeat, because after that, you're free as a bird.
Top lane.
See what Morel does when he's free.
Be able to find out Mira here or Toronto Tokyo. Toronto Tokyo trying to hide himself away. Those wolves are scouting. We'll see the Mars. Do they want to try and fight this one? It looks like Morel might try and make a move over. And Toronto Tokyo, again, he's building into the BKB, but won't have it just yet. So Siren James come out. The arena will be here for Toronto Tokyo. Trying to keep himself alive. Has that TP. Gonna have to go for it in the river. But again, Yule Scepter comes out from Morel. He uses that Sleight of Fist to get the vision. And he might be able to get the kill out onto... I say might. They will be able to get the kill out on Toronto Tokyo with this Black Dragon once again. This might just be another tier 2 tower going down. 19 minutes into the game. Yellow Submarine, they're not done just yet. Can they get the kill onto Panto? The drag back comes in. Bottega claims his life. And 21-6, 19 minutes into this game. Yellow Submarine, it's like that last game never ended.
Yeah, we're...
Apart from different heroes and, you know.
Oh yeah, but Aurora is still just stuck in the blender. Getting chopped to bits. And Panda was playing that so carefully too.
They might be able to get a kill onto Sayush here, which, again, Constellation coming in. Do they give it over to Nightfall? No, they don't. Nightfall is trying to run himself over, but Kiyotaka just wants to make sure 100% of that kill gets claimed. And while this is going on, though, look at the damage with the Lycan creeps coming in. You know, those wolves, that Black Dragon. In fact, they might just be able to go out onto... Do you want to try and fight this one? Yeah, Mira has to back himself away.
Oh, man. Underestimated the fact that these chains coming out of the remnants, it's bullshit.
It is strong.
Yeah. So last year we were all speculating about when people were going to start going into the chain gang. It's a couple of changes still, but I'm glad it's the top tier right now.
I was going to say, yeah, it did feel like you're saying, that it was the other way around, the double impact coming out, and it took a while here. And like you say, maybe just the changes, but even when they got changed, it felt like players were so hesitant to swap off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because listen, laning impact can be felt immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
But building in for like the extra utility and having extra options late game, that's something that you gotta learn how to wield.
Oh, Zeus. Oh, no. Oh, Mira, they're going to try, but again, the chase down coming through. They might be able to take the wolves down, though. Can they actually? The Black Dragon's fast, though. He might be able to get on top of Mira here now as well. It's one more right click, and Mira will go down. And again, the heroes don't even need to be here to get this kill. Monkey King, they might be able to see Sayush here, but again, the rotation coming in from the Emissary. He's got that AD rune now as well. Panto going to be taking a little bit of damage. Nightfall going to try and do what he can. The Aegis is still here, though. Can they get the kill? Yule Scepter comes out. Emissary trying to keep himself alive as long as possible. Will pop. No, the Aegis has the remnants. Oh, excuse me, he has no remnants, no down. He has a Sleight of Fist, he has the Siren Chains if he needs them. But what can he do here? Flame Guard coming out as well. Morel, he's taken so much damage. The Cookie, it's not going to be enough. They will be able to get the kill. Nightfall takes him down, and it looks like Sayush might be the extra on top there too.
That was a little disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know your Lycan's not going to show up. There's CK also nowhere near, no towers, no TP points.
And
Radiant's middle tower
yeah, you look at Bottega. Bottega did at least take down the tier 3 tower, while the rest of Aurora were committed out on the bottom part of the map there. So he did find a bit of an opening, but yeah, that was. I mean, he got 1 death last time. Let's see if he's going to be able to keep it to 1 death this time here on Morale.
You get 1. Everybody gets 1.
And I think the main thing is we've not seen Yellow Submarine group up, as a team. It's always been in 3s and 4s, it feels like. They've not run themselves in as a 5 to really take over this game here up against Aurora. So, if they can then find the winner, maybe it's going to be the next Roshan, maybe that's what they're going to be waiting for. But, maybe they're given a window for Aurora to get back into it, or maybe they're going to be able to get the hunt down onto Panto, and Panto not going to be able to survive through this.
No, I'm going to put it the other way around. The way that they've been splitting is precisely why they're so far ahead already. They've lost.
Get the damage out. Oh, it was close, but not close enough to get the kill onto the Mars.
But
again, he had to use a BKB to get the TP out there.
That was the BKB reveal, I think. It's a sad time. And now the Broodmother's lane is going to get shoved back again. Probably going to see the tier 2 here fall.
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah,
Or excuse me,
Morale's
the tier 1.
Morale's not slowing down here, We were talking about playing a little bit more defensively around that static storm, but your scepter comes out, but he's just going to go back Kaya into the Ags once again here for Morale.
Radiant are scanning.
Believes that he has enough pressure. I mean, the supports are still
Scanning.
easy pickings. And all 3 of the cores were needed last time to take him down as well. I can see why he's confident to say, like, I'm just going to be a nuisance. If they want to focus me down, that's fine, because there's 2 more cores, and those are going to have free reign now.
Yeah,
If
Hakola
focused-
going to be revealed by the dust on the bottom part of the map, but his teammates are coming in. Nightfall's going to be on top of him here. The Static Storm is out, but he's still going to live for a little bit longer here. Can they get the kill out onto the Pugna? He will finally fall, but this is buying time for the rotation from the rest of the Yellow Submarine here. Toronto, Tokyo. He drops that arena, and it's going to be Infernal caught inside of it now. The spear comes out. Multi-kisses are going to drop. Can they get the kill onto the Lycan? They do take him down, and again,
One by one.
carry isn't here. Yeah, Yellow Submarine, this is a little bit uncharacteristic for them in this series so far. Sayush will fall next, but the Ember Spirit wasn't really ready to engage. The Chaos Knight wasn't here. And Yellow Submarine, Aurora now are moving into that group of 5, and Yellow Submarine not ready to match that just yet.
No, I was surprised to see several heroes backing off after the Lycan had already gotten into position for the tower, and that means that when Aurora respond in force, they instead get caught off guard. Clearly not quite, because Bottega wants the Blink Dagger. I can see that that's going to be a good next step, but Miral right now, maybe that Aghanim Scepter not worth waiting that long for. Oh, and we've actually switched it up. Bottega has gone in for the Bloodthorn instead.
Okay. And he does have himself the Outworld staff here as well. I've seen, a lot of talk around the Outworld staff. How do you feel about that, just as an item in general?
My opinion about neutral items is simple. If they're good, the fact that they're free but like mostly RNG is a problem. If they're not good, why are they in the game? I think it's stupid.
There's going to be the Static Storm coming out here. Toronto, Tokyo pops that BKB. There's going to be no BKB on the Chaos Knight. Has that Mantis Tile coming up in 1 second? Is he going to live through this one, though? It looks like he's going to be able to get it off. Can he find the right one? Bottega, he's going to even be able to pop the full ultimate there as well. Run himself away, pop the armlet, and they turn it around onto the Mars, but it will cost Morel his life, trying to keep his carry alive here. And Infernal, what's he going to try and do? Because, again, it just feels like Yellow Submarine, they aren't ready to fight as 5, and they're giving up one after the other in terms of kills, and the rest of the team then scrambling to catch up. So, do they just need to stick? Is it handhold time? Are we kind of playing the buddy system now? Do we need to be, saying, okay, no, you all stay as a group now?
I mean, they're adapting here, right? This one was pretty much an equal exchange. Bottega survives, luckily enough, even though he does not have a BKB up versus a Mars and a Zeus. That's I'm quite surprised he got out of that alive, honestly.
Yeah, I think he got down to about 70 health, or just thereabouts, and was able to armlet toggle himself to safety. So we'll be able to. But again, it cost Morel his life, because that's one of the things that nobody's running BKBs. Lycan is going to build his now, but nobody's running BKBs on the Yellow Submarine. So again, maybe a little bit of hubris being punished on the start of the Yellow Submarine. Yeah.
As we watch this this earlier over chase here, it's really just 3 versus 5.
Yeah.
Tier 1's still up.
And you can see the Ember Spirit's just like, yeah, no, I'm out. So do your best. And Bottega wasn't there at all in that fight. He could have come through the Twin Gate if he really wanted to, but he just didn't make a move. He was just too busy farming.
No, and his timing to get into that fight wasn't right either at all. Like, that was absolutely the correct call.
And it's going to be the Blink Dagger for the Chaos Knight into the Shard. I get it, but I think there needs to be a BKB there somewhere.
There does need to be a BKB there somewhere. Listen, the way that they've been winning so far is by finding jumps or finding enough pressure with especially the Lycan creeps that the supports have to back off, that Toronto Tokyo gets caught in a weird positioning, that the fight is too spread for Aurora to control anything. But in order to do that, you have to still be a threat. You have to make sure that they indeed need to split up because Infernal is running in. That is no longer the case. We're not at 16 minutes anymore, where the Helm of the Overlord is the be-all to end-all.
Yeah, I feel like an old man, when you're telling the kids to wear the helmet and the shin pads, when they're going skateboarding, but they're there for a reason. I know they might look uncool to wear, but they do protect you when you need them.
Dire are scanning.
They sure do, especially if you actually want to group up versus this Mars.
Yeah. At least it is going to be there for the Lycan now. So, I think that's one of the big things, that he's been controlled through the shapeshift form, that he's not having, like you're talking about, that impact, get into the back lines, get into the supports, which the BKB will now allow him to do. Going to be going into the Basher 2, which I assume it's going to be the one that he sells and not the brown boots. But yeah, just seeing what the build-up's going to be, just looking across the board as well. So it's going to be the Shivas for the Ember Spirit. Tega has the BKB queued up now after that Blink Dagger does come out.
Finally.
Yeah. Nightfall, he's got his own BKB. It's going to be a fresh 9-second one. The Butterfly is here as well. Chrysalis being queued up. Chrysalis completed, Daedalus being queued up here for him. Monkey King has the Diff Blade, has the Nullifier. BKB's up for him. That has 1 charge used already. The Scythe out for the Mars. This is going to be really nice for the Mars. You're getting that control off. Being able to
Ember.
Yeah. Because the Ember Spirit, there's no Lincoln Sphere, there's no BKB. He's using that, relying on that Yule set to protect him. But if that Hex comes out, what's he really going to be able to do?
Absolutely nothing. The only problem is that you gotta find them first. So they get the information right now that the Ember is all the way on bot. Alright, does that mean that they just go, yeah, they're just gonna go, they need to get that man specifically.
Yeah, they're going to try and go here. They get the Hex out onto the Ember Spirit now again. There's no protective items. Nightfall comes in. They grab fight out, but Nightfall, he is going to have that Manta Style. They get a kill onto Morel. Can they actually try and fight any more from this one? Because the rest of the Yellow Submarine are coming in. Nightfall is waiting around here. TP away. BKB coming out. They might be able to blow up Kiyotaka now. Do they have the damage to get a kill onto Kiyotaka? Kiyotaka's going to get low, but it's BKB keeping him alive. And again, Bottega, no way to deal with this one. Has to pop its Manta Style. Trying to armlet toggle his way to safety now as well. Nightfall's BKB, it might wear off, but the glimpse comes back. Bottega, he is dead. And Aurora, from the ashes, it feels like in this game, and again, this is just, it feels like Yellow Submarine. No, I'm not going to say that Aurora aren't winning this game, because they are putting the effort in, they're finding the pickoffs, they are finding the kills, but Yellow Submarine are definitely losing this game. They got way too cocky, and they've just given up so much in the last 10 minutes or so.
Agreed. You can get away with itemization like this if you keep on squeezing your enemy, if that goal differential is still building up, if you're not giving away any silly pickoffs. But instead, unfortunately, they gave away a couple of fights that were just completely unnecessary. And then that greedy itemization that where you're counting on just being able to lay in enough damage that the enemy can't stop you anymore, instead comes back to bite you.
Yeah, and we're going to see another fight breaking out here. Wukong's command comes through, and this time they will be able to get the kill onto Panto. Going to get the chase down. Toronto Tokyo trying to run himself away, but there is going to be a dinosaur right on his case. Saush will fall to Nightfall here. Morel takes down Toronto Tokyo as Hakoda will fall, and still no respawn on the Chaos Knight, so it was a good fight here for Yellow Submarine just to trade out. You'll get a call from this. They might not be done just yet either. Can they get the kill out onto Kiyotaka? Kiyotaka trying to get himself away. The Spirit Vessel, Mischief trying to dodge it off, but Morel will get the kill. So Yellow Submarine, this is a lot better of a fight. A lot more sensible, finding the supports first, finding the pressure, finding the heroes that don't have the BKBs still, and finding the timing around this one straight into the Roche Pit now.
And absolutely no good way for Toronto Tokyo in that fight either, right? The only reason they won that previous fight was because they gunned it straight down towards the Ember Spirit. So we're gonna contest this Roche.
What are you going to do, Infernal? Nightfall's going to try and get himself into this one now as well. Does he pick up the Aegis? Who's going to be able to get it still on the ground? Nightfall, he gets the snatch! Nightfall, he's going to be able to get the kill into Bottega now too. Morel trying to get himself away to safety. Using those remnants, has to go the distance on this one. And Bottega, he had his Queln Blade. He just could not find the just back the
son.
What? That's one of those. I go into the Roche Pit, that Queln Blade straight into the backpack, making sure I have the space, and they just couldn't get the pickup on it.
Absolutely wild. I mean, maybe they thought that they weren't gonna do it because Mars dead, no Hex.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Are they really gonna run in? Well, yeah, and in fact, Disruptor even blinked in order to get all of the vision before he dropped that Static Storm there.
Yeah, and now Nightfall has a Shield Rune, has an Aegis, has a Daedalus.
Has a Butterfly.
Has a Butterfly. BKB's on cooldown, but he still has a BKB.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's putting out elite crits, is what he's putting out here, Nightfall, as he farms these creeps up.
He is. And who's gonna buy an MKB here? I mean, you have the Bloodthorn over on the Chaos Knight, right?
Yeah.
But
again, BKB, Manta style.
BKB Manta style,
goodbye, Bloodthorn.
exactly.
Oh, okay, Miral. Oh, he has a backup Saush if he really was in danger there. Yeah, you look at the net worth here, 29 kills to 18, 35 minutes in, but it's a 3k lead now for Yellow Submarine. Overall, that net worth lead has crashed down from about 11, 12k on the side of Yellow Submarine to only 3,000 gold.
Well, 35 minutes on the clock.
Yeah. Let's see what Bottega's going to go for here to pick up. But then that is the thing. You have a 15-minute window where you have that, that tier advantage. So let's see if they can make it pay off, as Hakoda going to be caught out now as well. They drop the Nimbus. They might just drop Hakoda. Hakoda, yet no way out of this one. Nightfall gets the credit for the kill. Pops up BKB, though. There's not going to be any aggression. Or is there going to be aggression? There is. Infernal comes in. Trying to get on top of Toronto, Tokyo, but Infernal has to run himself away. The damage is overwhelming. Infernal now has to get out, but Morel takes over, gets a kill onto Toronto, Tokyo. The arena is up, and Infernal coming right back into this one. Can they get the kill onto Kiyotaka? Kiyotaka out with that Wukong's command, and Infernal has to run himself away once again, though. Can they get the kill out? Do they take down Nightfall? He might just sliver of health. And that was a pop on the Aegis as well, but Bottega with the blink, he will catch up. Gets the kill out, and Nightfall will fall.
And I'm sure that Nightfall thought that, okay, well, fine, he's used this Bloodthorn on my first life. Surely that means I get to trade out for the second, but loses the battle versus Bottega here.
Oh, Bottega isn't done it either. He's hunting out onto Mira. Mira, he's going to be seen underneath that ward. Was that Blink Dagger coming out for the Chaos Knight? He's looking to cut his path off now. It's 5 seconds away on that cooldown. Mira, it is nighttime, so wasn't seen by the creep. So instead, they might just go for this tier 2.
And I want to point out how cleverly that fight was fought by Yellow Submarine. Getting all of the vision, you BKB your liking, you run him in, and you can say, like, you don't get anything out of that. But actually, that was enough information to determine how the fight was split. Made sure that Toronto Tokyo had basically nothing left by the time the Ember goes for him. And that also means that neither of the other two cores is capable of helping Nightfall, who's going mano a mano with Bottega and losing.
Oh, let's see. They might go for more. No. Okay, the instant blink away here from Toronto Tokyo. He was looking from behind, but doesn't have that arena up just yet. Drag back in. There is going to be the static storm out, but the blow up comes through. Arena, though, out onto Bottega. Bottega, can he get himself away? He's not going to be able to toggle that armlet. He will go down again. Still no BKB for him. I think he might have just had it coming in on the current. Now the drive back, Hakoda. He should go down here. The life drain is going to keep him alive a little bit longer, but they are going to be able to pick up 2 more heroes on the side of Aurora. Maybe make it. No, Infernal's got that wolf form out. He's going to be able to get himself away to safety.
Well, only
Dire's middle barracks
a
are
single range racks lost here. I think you feel pretty good about this as Aurora. That could have gone a lot worse for you. Yeah, let's see.
and
Once again having to reset.
Nobody used the BKBs on Aurora there as well, so there's not this 90-second window now where, you know, 95-second window, excuse me, where Yellow Submarine can try and take a fight, knowing that they can get the control off. But still, Yellow Submarine, they did break the base. That is a big opening if they can cleanly win another fight.
Radiant's middle
Big if.
is under attack.
Big if.
Yeah.
They've got a
Nightfall.
ways left to scale on Yellow Submarine, though. We haven't even talked about the Lycan Wolf Bite yet. And in fact,
true.
he's not even thinking about the Aghanim Scepter at the moment.
Cookie oh, okay. Quick blink away there from Broodmother. Sees the cookie in the air and just wants to get away, but it will protect the tier 2 tower, though. I don't think they were in a position to really capitalize on that Yellow Submarine. You know, Aurora, even if the cookie connects, it was just to maybe put a scare into the Broodmother. Now the BKB is up for Bottega. Blink comes in. Was he going to try and go? He's going to be able to get a lot of damage out now. Does he get the BKB going as well? But look at the damage come through from Nightfall. He just gets deleted, Bottega. They're going to be able to go for more here. And the rest, again, he's just getting too far ahead of the rest of the team. He goes in.
And the
And
Hex.
oh, yeah, on to Infernal now. And again, the damage could be replicated out. Nightfall trying to get the damage out, but the BKB here for Infernal trying to run himself away. He's going to be able to get himself out to safety. Morale. Do you think of the kill out onto Toronto Tokyo? No, BKB TP out here instead. They're going to look towards Kiyotaka. Kiyotaka trying to move himself away. Wukong's command comes out, but Saj, he's the one in danger, and they take him down. 2 heroes dead once again on Yellow Submarines. This might be... oh, Infernal. He's already used his BKB. Has to go back for the Abyssal Blade here onto Nightfall, but Nightfall, he's fast. He's going to be able to run Infernal down. Infernal, no way out of this. The life drain, it's not quick enough. And Hakoda, all that means he puts himself at risk here. The webs go down. They get the strike out, and no Decrepify is going to keep you alive through this one. The chase down from Nightfall out onto Hakoda. They have the damage though with the life drain. He's going to be able to go back to full. Can they take advantage of Nightfall overextending here? They might just be able to. Yes, he goes high ground, and it costs him his life because his teammates won't be able to back him up.
And as clever as Yellow Submarine was about the previous fight, this one seemed like Bottega tossed himself to the wolves.
All the spiders.
Yeah. The entire zoo, but the thing is that the Lycan was not nearly at the backlines yet. That felt very fragmented. And sure, you do want to have somebody to bait out those BKBs. You want to be able to make sure that your Ember Spirit can actually play these long fights and start picking off people after the fight has spread out a little bit, but that was not it. Bottega simply can't stand the heat.
No, I don't think they realized that Disruptor had his Aghanim Scepter there too, because Bottega jumps in thinking, oh, I can pop my BKB, it's going to be fine after the fight breaks out. But as soon as he jumps, that Static Storm goes down, and Bottega, he's panicking. You know, he can't get anything off. His BKB isn't going to work because he's already been cancelled out by the Disruptor. And I think that might have been the reveal there of the Ags for Disruptor.
I think it was, yes. But at what point did you think the did you think that was going to happen? It was about time, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And looking at it now, Aurora pulling that lead back only barely, but into their favor. How do you... okay, it's going to be the refresher coming out for the Broodmother. Are you looking then, you know, Moonshard? Are you looking to, like, you know, full Ag's Blessing coming out for this Broodmother to build yourself up? Because she is approaching 6 item status on the Brood.
No, I definitely agree with the refresher, as this is a big find.
Oh, did he pop his BKB for that?
Yes, he did.
He did. He did. He gets caught out just on the very edge, and they might be able to go here. The creep wave, it is going to be pushing in. They can use the Chaos Knight Illusions Hakoda as well with the Nether Blasts, and this might just be another range rax going in favor of Yellow Submarine. It is going to be in favor of Yellow Submarine. Mira tries to do what he can with the Thunder God's Wrath here. They might be able to get the catch out Infernal, caught in that Static Storm, so they do take down the Wolf as well as the little Skeleton Boy. But what else can they do from this one? Mira going to get low to the Illusions, the chase down as well from the Chaos Knight. Mira will live though. They do lose another range rax.
They lose another range rax, and that is a big buyback to spend. The only reason I think you do that is because you know Roshan is going to come back, and
Yep.
you want to make sure you're going to want to make sure that you take it right now.
And we'll see if there is going to be a contest, because there is no Lycan for 52 seconds. BKBs have been used though. On, well, 2 out of the 3 cores. Mars still has his. It's down to 6 seconds, but it is available. Arena is here as well because he's used that refresher. So let's see if they want to contest. Sayush might be close. Doesn't have the multi-kisses to rain down on that Roche Pit either. So yeah, they look like they're going to be able to get it for free on the side of Yellow Submarine. No stealing coming in from the side of Yellow Submarine.
No, not this time. I mean, no good angles for a Snapfire to cheekily try to snipe that one either. She does have a buyback. You could have attempted it, but it's such a high-risk play.
And you do give it to Kyoto, yeah. So he's used the buyback, so yeah, giving him the just the best way to keep him in the fight, keep him in the game. Looking around from Aurora, you know, what's the game plan here? Because they looked so much better in the second game compared to the first game, but they do have 2 racks down. Is it a case of keeping the pressure off your base, keeping it off the lanes, and just keep engaging on the Radiant side of the map?
The thing that they need most right now is to get some vision out, I think. Get something that you can actually engage in with, because there's still disadvantage on the map. As you said, there's waves pushing into the base, and they've lost most of the outer towers.
Fallen Sky comes out from Bottega. BKB is going to be here early to make sure he didn't get static stormed. Could get that kill out now. The chase coming through. Can they find Mira? Mira's going to try and get a TP away, but no. They have the Abyssal Blade. They have the Yule Scepter. They overlap it, and Mira, Thunder Gods comes out. He goes back in his box, and the both supports are dead. So look at this one, Bottega. Does he have enough in the bag here to maybe... He's actually going to push out the bottom lane. Okay, yeah, there is only that one tier 2 standing. He's going to move down here, but Nightfall is down here. So let's see what they do with this one. Nightfall has that refresher shard too.
What Yellow Submarine needs is a pick off on a core here first, and hopefully with the supports down, you get a shot. In the meantime, just being absolute bastards, proxy pushing. But the support deaths, especially into an Aegis, is not
He
enough.
jumps in. He's going to go for the refresher. Look at the damage coming out on Hakoda. Hakoda's going to try and get himself away. He's got his own BKB there too. The life drain comes out, but Nightfall has to run himself away. And that was a refresher used here. Nightfall, he's already used that BKB. What can he do from this one? It looks like they want to try and fight though. The Wukong's command comes out. Ember Spirit jumps himself back. Multi-Kiss is going to start to rain down. They do bait out a couple of big spells there, Yellow Submarine, from the side of Aurora.
No, they're happy as a clam. Buyback from that Zeus? That's a hero you can kill again, absolutely. Nightfall with the BKB down, making sure that the Wukongs is spent. If you keep fishing now, and I think Morel did a really good job there. Like they've stopped fishing with the Lycan and are now fishing with the Ember Spirit again. Bait out those spells, get that information, and wait until Aurora shows somebody that you can throw the Chaos Knight on top of, for example.
Yeah. And this is the thing that I know it's only a range rax, but these lanes will push in. You know,
It's constant.
Super range creeps, yeah, with the wolf on the lane, because the Lycan does have his shard. So one wave is always going to have a wolf to help push them in as well. So this is going to be, like you say, it is constant pressure here that Aurora need to be aware of.
It's constant information for Yellow Submarine.
Let's see what they can do. No Wukongs for the next 10 seconds here. No BKB for 10 seconds too on the Broodmother. So do they want to try and fight around this one as they send the Thunderhorn once again? Oh, they're going to try and go, but nobody gets caught out in the arena here. That's, again, it's another big spell to be able to pick up. Is Toronto Tokyo's? No, the Refresher Orb isn't on cooldown, so he can go back for another arena if he wants to.
Again, I like seeing plays like that, because if you catch somebody right there, That's huge.
Yeah.
And now that you don't, no real skin off his back, because reminder, there's still an Aegis and a cheese on Aurora.
I mean, I was just about to say, yeah, there's an Aegis on the side of Aurora, but they're the ones playing so defensively. It feels like the Aegis is still on the side of Yellow Submarine.
It does, but that's exactly also what, like, Yellow Submarine know the risk they're taking, and Aurora are trying to remind, well, actually not remind them. They would like them to forget.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, what are we going to see? Chaos Knight going towards, it's going to be the Silver Edge coming up for him. What do you get rid of? Is it finally time to get rid of the... Oh, man, there's going to be a fight breaking out here. What can he do onto Kiyotaka? Kiyotaka, the dive comes out. The arena's going to be here now as well. They're going to be able to get the kill onto Sai. Shikoda goes down as well, but the back lines, Infernal trying to get the chase down. They might be able to get the return kill onto Mira. They do. Nightfall with the chase down. What can he do here? Again, that refresher orb going to be coming back up in about 10 seconds. So Bottega going to be able to get that blink away, trying to get the Fallen Sky out the 2. And going to be able to get away to safety backlines, though. They've caught up Morel, and Morel, he doesn't have a remnant to jump himself out to. So the spear, they do get the kill here, and Yellow Submarine going to be down 3 heroes once again.
I mean, they didn't really catch out Murrell there at all. He caught himself in. He was chasing for bonus kills on the backlines and instead gets his bluff called. That is... It is the way that Yellow Submarine has to play these fights, right? He went in again at the beginning, making sure to get the information. They find the Zeus, but they spend a hard commit on the kills. Now, technically, yeah, you take out the guy without the buyback, but practically, the fact that all 3 of Aurora's cores get to play the entirety of that fight unmolested, and you spend a jump on that is, well, is rough.
Let's see what they want to do here. 2 heroes left. The Ember Spirit does have the buyback. Saush going to be up in 7 seconds as well. Fortification is here for Yellow Submarine, so if they want to try and defend this high ground, are they going to be able to do it? It looks like Nightfall, he wants to go. There's no Aegis now. And meanwhile, that's going the bottom lane is going to push in because the creep waves as well as the wolves are going to be able to overwhelm. So maybe Yellow Submarine waiting for somebody to go back and try and defend that bottom lane before they try and make a move here. Panto, he does drop the Static Storm, doesn't catch anyone out though. That's going to be a massive, level 25. Yosu's got the additional Wukong's command ring out onto Kiyotaka. They are going to be able to take down a melee Rax in the mid lane, which is going to even up this lane, or not even up, put the lane in the favor of Aurora.
Meantime, there were already illusions split pushing top. Big wave pushing. What Yellow Submarine still have the information advantage, but this is starting to look like they gotta end it soon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we'll see how they're going to try and play around this one here. Chaos Knight making a move over. He is in that smoke. He's invis. He sees a couple of couriers now as well. Oh, they're going to be able to get a jump out now as well. Is that a load stop as well? It's going to be Invis coming through. He's still... He needs to pop the BKB before he jumps, and he's going to be punished for it once again. Hakoda, he's going to go down now as well, trying to go BKB TP out. Saush. Nightfall's on the chase, and yeah, this is just, again, I'm getting frustrated for him, you know? But he jumps in ahead of the rest of his team, gets caught out, no BKB going, hexed up, and killed off.
And what can you, like, what can you do? Yellow Submarine should be happy that they get to...
Oh, Nullifier out onto the Emsbury here. Emsbury can get himself away. Look at the Monkey King.
Here it was more...
Maybe get the kill. Wukong's command comes through. He's silenced up in that Static Storm. He's not going to be able to get the BKB, the life drain. It doesn't actually go into the Emsbury. It goes onto the Monkey King. I think that was a miscast from Hakoda. Now he's going to get dragged back as well. And can he carry on going, get the kill out onto this Pugna? The Pugna is trying to do what he can with the life drain, but with 2 heroes dead already. It's going to be 3 now. It looks like Aurora should be able to open up the base. Do they try and force out buybacks? Maybe put pressure onto the tier 4s?
You're going to force these buybacks for sure.
Yeah. They do have at least the Zeus in the top lane, because he tried to defend. Ember Spirit comes back, Chaos Knight comes back now as well. There is a remnant down here. But, backlines, they might be able to find out Saush. Now the BKB comes out. What's he going to be able to do up against Kiyotaka? It's going to be a lot of damage on it. They get the kill onto Kiyotaka. Can they carry on going now as well? Maybe get the lockdown onto Nightfall. They actually go out for Panto first. Saush will die. You'll set to out onto the Brimmer. The Brimmer, though, there's going to be the BKB, but there is the Abyssal Blade out, so he's stun locked. Lockdown killed off. Okay, Yellow Submarine, they turn it around, and Infernal, he's still on the chase, looking for Toronto, Tokyo. Toronto, Tokyo, going to have that Blink Dagger up in 5 seconds. They don't carry on going that way. Roshan, it will respawn in the next 15 seconds.
And the Monkey King doesn't have a buyback here either, doesn't have the money for it. So there is actually no way that Aurora contests whatever happens now. I do think it is going to be the Roche, because the waves for the first time in forever are all on the Radiant side, so no immediate rush down into the base, I don't think. But that will cost you the Aegis.
Oh, I mean, they've stole it once. Let's see if they can make it happen twice.
That would be a lot of buybacks. You do not have an outpost to TP onto. Nothing you can do. No shenanigans this time.
Okay, let's see that. I mean, Aurora, they still have a 13k. Well, once this Roshan goes down, it's probably going to be about 11,000 gold advantage, though. So they have been able to pull this game back in their favor, and we're getting to the point where the tier 5s are starting to come up for everybody else. So we are 7 minutes away from that one. Let's see if Aurora can hold on to that and hold on to this game in general.
That is a large army heading into the base.
WR's Wrath comes out there. BKBs are back up, at least for Bottega. Is it up for, I mean, M-Spirit has that Aegis now as well.
They're splitting their forces here. Look at that. Ancient Granite Golem on the mid racks. Illusions on the bot racks. Aurora unwilling to engage for either.
Yeah, and like you were talking about, the proxy push coming out here for Yellow Submarine, they don't even need to commit heroes to this one. They will be able to take that full lane of racks in the mid lane from that. The Zeus is pushing out the top, so they're not going to be able to get that second full lane out, as Mira will TP himself back. But it is, again, this game way closer than I thought it was going to be half an hour ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the possibility was always there, even in the previous game, right? As long as the enemy team gives solid opposition, you really have to...
Tega, going to be hedged up. Do they get the jump? Do they have enough damage as well to get the kill out? They will be able to. Static Storm comes out, and again, playing alone, no vision. They get the catch out, they get the kill off. Do they want to try and fight this Yellow Submarine? He's got no buyback.
No, they have to... They have
Tom
to try
cooldown, they're going to try
something.
and fight this one. Yeah, Infernal, he might be able to get the kill into Panto. They do. Wukon's command comes out, trying to get out of range of this one, but Panto buys back. They know they can get, if they can get the kill out onto Morel twice here, Aegis will be popped. They should be able to. The refresh as well for the BKB coming out for. Do they get the spear out as well onto the Ember Spirit? They do. Lockdown, but the life drain coming through from Hakoda. So they change targets here. Refresh from Kiyotaka. There's going to be the bash out on Hakoda, but Hakoda going to live a little bit longer. The Ember Spirit trying to get himself away to safety. Savage buys back now as well. They should be able to get the pick off onto Pugna. Pugna, it's going to take a little bit of time, but he will go down. 2 deaths. They've got all 5 heroes up on the side of Aurora. This is where they can look to end the game.
No doubt it will. Look at that. Rapier purchased as well. And once again, oh, you put the Aegis on your Ember Spirit, because that is your order of operations. He gives the information. He baits out the BKBs. He baits out the Hexes. And then you go in afterwards with the CK. But they backed off. As if it's still mid-game. As if you can just walk
they're
back
going to
and
get
farm.
punished for this. They can't get out of the kinetic wall. Yeah, he's got no BKB. They get the kill out onto the Ember Spirit, and this is going to be the second game going the way of Aurora. You can see that the Lycan's going to try and do the best he can, but the GG's already been called here. Infernal, he's just, it's going to be a little bit of time before the game ends. Wants to keep his fingers busy, and Aurora even the series up 1-1.
And this threat is always there. When an opponent is not just falling over, when their head is not just spinning because you keep pushing them, and instead they keep looking for openings, you're going to get punished if you slip up even slightly. And Yellow Submarine, to their credit, never actually stopped trying to get hold of the tempo again. Like, very important, did not break immediately, but they were still sloppy, and they were still having trouble figuring out how to take these fights exactly after the real power spike of that Lycan had passed.
Yeah, it felt like they started off really well. They were finding kills, pressure, towers, excuse me, and making rotations, but it felt like they got a little bit mentally shook once Aurora started to come back, and they were making these mistakes, going in, before everybody on the team was ready to fight, getting caught out. Bottega trying to jump in without the BKB being popped, or even without the BKB for a long while. Morel, he thought he could carry on going here. He had such a good game on the Emissary last time. He didn't need to go defensive items. Got punished out for that. And it just, Yellow Submarine, I think, okay, they fought to the very end. They showed that they had comeback potential in there, but Aurora, with that mental fortitude after to be polite, the beating they got in the last game, and just saying, you know what, no, we're going to hang in here. We know this is our last chance to get through to the main event. So they hung in. They found the right picks, getting cheeky with the Aegis Snatch at one point there too. Really well played there from Aurora to even this one up. So we'll see how it is going to go in the final game of the series, the final game of the qualifiers right after this break.
The new breakthrough, an innovative phone with 1xBet app. With 1xBet app, you can register and start betting in just one click. Intuitive interface and thousands of sports events every day. User-friendly app. Big wins, fast payouts. break through an innovative phone with 1xBet app. With 1xBet app, you can register and start betting in just one click. Intuitive interface and thousands of sports events every day. User-friendly app. Big wins, fast payouts.
Welcome back in, everybody, for the final game of the series, the final game of the day, and the final game of the event. We are 1-1 here between Yellow Submarine and Aurora. Both teams looking to make it through into the main event for the Blast Slam. One team gets it. One team gets to go home. We'll see who it's going to be as we get ready to get ourselves into this draft. And already, yeah, Aurora, they're sick of that, I'm a spirit. They're just like, you know what? Nah. Get it out of here. And it does mean that, oh no, Earthshaker is going to be banned out. Nature's Prophet there as well. Let's see what's get through. Do you want to pick up the Disruptor once again for Aurora? Did a lot of work in that last game. And we'll see if it gets through this time around. Oh, you know what? I'm not surprised. I am surprised at Kips. No Mars ban. After 2 games in a row, Aurora picking up that Mars. Yellow Submarine just going to let it through again.
Gonna let it through again. I mean, to be fair, it also struggled in the second game. It looks like they're more than happy to just pick up a lane counter and eventually have Toronto Tokyo find some good jumps. But if it's like the first game, that will be at the point where really a good jump is not good enough anymore, and you need to have like a Seb level jump.
Yeah.
And in the second game, I mean, for me, the thing you kept on pointing out, and I completely agree with, is if that Mars is in the game, then at some point, if you're ahead, you got to start building BKBs anyway, because you want to make sure that he stays out of the game.
Yeah.
And that was absolutely not the case in the map that we just saw.
No, it did feel like, again, they got ahead, Yellow Submarine, and they made the mistake that I see some, I don't want to call them, you know, let's say inexperienced players make, where they say, we are so far ahead that we can just carry on getting aggressive, and they don't factor in the power scale of the enemy team. So it's like, yeah, we can keep building these offensive items, and it's then, oh no, suddenly there's a Hex, suddenly we have to deal with a Static Storm, suddenly there's, you know, this, that, and the other, and it takes them then another 5-10 minutes to get the defensive items that they should have got to protect themselves earlier on. And I get it, you know, they feel confident, they feel ahead. It's an easy pitfall to fall into. But I think that's where the more experienced teams realize that it doesn't last forever, and they start to itemize for that.
10 seconds.
Yeah, the only reason that it feels strange is because they did do that in the first game, right?
Yeah.
So
5 seconds remaining.
they know, they just lost control of it anyway.
And we see the Ringmaster coming out this time, going to be on Yellow Submarine. Was it Yellow Submarine last time? I think it was, right? With a save.
Yes, it was a great game.
And we'll see him once again. Yeah, going to see that. Well, Hoodwink, Snapfire, Shadow Demon already ban out. You know, some big supports being taken out here by Aurora.
Yeah, especially no to that Hoodwink of Sayush. That is definitely ban-worthy. And Ringmaster, good for the anticipation of the Mars here as well, because we've seen before that Mars gonna go for the backlines. If he jumps onto those supports, Ringmaster saves himself, or saves himself twice, saves somebody else once or twice. Wastes most of the arena.
Yeah.
10 seconds
I wonder if they do go for that Mars a third time, because like you say, Toronto, Tokyo, not having the best starts on them, but no, never mind. They aren't getting it because Yellow Submarine say, he's ours. This time around, third time, we are getting the Mars, and you have to come up with something else.
Yep, and it's a good synergy with the Ringmaster here as well, right? The Ringmaster not exactly a setup support, but especially in the team fights between the Wheel of Wonder, as well as the whip, getting that fear, making them walk into the walls. All good stuff.
5
Yeah,
seconds
yeah.
remaining.
So if you're Aurora, what are you looking at? You have the next 2 picks.
Aurora Gaming's turn.
Hey, just straight in for the Ursa. Okay, we'll see what the companion pick is going to be here, but what are you thinking here for Aurora? You know, what do you want to see alongside this Ursa pick now?
Alongside, I mean, the Disruptor does do good enough work. In general,
10 seconds remaining.
they have banned out pretty much. You know what we haven't seen, actually?
5
We haven't
seconds
seen
remaining.
any Enchantresses or Chens being played at all
True, true. Yeah, Mira, one of those players. I mean, I think Panther plays the Enchantress there too. So yeah, it is a nice. Maybe with all
They
the
both
support
do.
fans, yeah, we might see that coming out.
It would be a little passive with the Disruptor, maybe,
Hmm.
but getting a lot of vision with that edge, very hard to kill, even with the Mars.
Yeah, and I wonder if they
Could
go
be an option.
back.
Otherwise, Bane.
True,
Bane
true.
Disruptor also feels sort of passive. I want to see
Yeah.
the like my instincts say that I want to see a Tusk. I am nostalgic for Earth Spirit
Radiant
support right
team
now.
pick.
Well, it's gonna be a
But we
Warlock, which
but we sit back.
I mean, it can still get with the Fatal Bonds being able to drop the golem there as well. There's still a decent amount that this Warlock can do. I suppose it isn't just sitting back with the upheaval and going, you can't run at us, you can't run at us. But your submarine get the puck out here and then immediately into the tiny. So you look at this. I mean, first of all, they take away a counter to the puck. I assume there's going to be a Dragonite ban once again for your submarine to make sure this puck has
Should be.
a good lane and the push doesn't come out from Aurora. They take away the tiny, another good hero against the puck. But looking at this puck, do you think? Looking at the, oh, there it is, Dragonite straight away being pulled out here by Aurora.
Do not wait. And what did you want to ask about the puck?
Doesn't matter now because there's a Dragonite.
Yeah. Well,
No, I was
fair
looking.
enough.
This tiny, do you run this? Is this going to be your 4 alongside the Mars? Maybe the toss back into the spear, or are you running this one as a core role here?
I listen. If you're gonna go core tiny, I want to see it on the mid lane.
Mhm.
I'm personally a big fan of the toss back machine tiny. Really leaning into the fact that you're great at clearing waves. Take him out, disappear off the map, and then try and find good heroes to toss into your Mars, into your puck. I don't think that you're going to be able to do that from the carrot position.
Yeah.
Radiant
Okay.
team
And well, with the puck being on board, yeah, it looks like it might be that support tiny. Then the ban out there. I do like that Night Stalker ban. Another hero that just gets on top of the puck. With the crippling fear as well, there's no way for the puck to get away, especially at nighttime with it lasting that long. Abaddon as well as the Magnus all being taken away here. We'll see what the final ban for Aurora is gonna be. And again, looking, what have you got hero wise? So you have the Terrorblade, you have the Sven, the Troll Warlord is still there. No, Troll Warlord was banned out by Yellow Submarine themselves. But there's still some decent carries. If they want to try it, the Doom is there as well. If they want to flip that script, it didn't go too well for Aurora in the first game, but maybe Yellow Submarine have a plan to make it work.
Maybe they do. I'm a little for Aurora here. What do you get on your off lane?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you go in for the Slardar, for example, you're very one-dimensional.
Mhm.
You're going to be mostly into the physical single target damage. Yeah, you amp up your Ursa, but not necessarily the kind of hero that you.
And
It doesn't feel right. Is
yeah.
Lycan is still available?
to pick. Radiant team pick.
Dawnbreaker.
Greedy.
We haven't seen the Dawnbreaker for the
Yes,
entire
actually.
run of games we've cast. And now, final game of the event, they pull it out of the bag. Great split push potential, offers, the space to be able to get around and then just be able to come into the fights, especially if there's a Mars Arena up as well. Whoever's caught inside of that one, expect the Solar Guardian to come save the day. The literal sunlight to heal you up and burn away your enemies.
This actually presents Yellow Submarine with quite a bit of a corner here, because normally with the Mars and the puck, you feel very confident going into these team fights, taking it straight up into the enemy lineup. But between Dawnbreaker and Warlock, as well as the Disruptor on the field, I don't think that's worth it.
No.
But your lineup is already very brawl heavy. So on that last pick, I can see why you'd ban out either the Abaddon, who would live through that, or the Faceless Void, who presents an opportunity for fight reset, for really late game, longer fights to take over.
Is there anyone left that, like say, in the lane that looks good here? Is the Medusa? Medusa is still there, so you could try and outlast Yeah, the Medusa is still there. So yeah, I was just totally making sure that
Yeah.
I don't need new glasses. But there's a couple of heroes. The Lifestealer is still there as well. Like I said, the Sven, if they want to go that way. But we'll see what they want to pick up here. Yellow Submarine. They do have still 30 seconds left to talk about this if they want.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I actually do think I like the Medusa the most out of the heroes that we're thinking of so far.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what it's
Yeah,
gonna do.
sustain for the matchup into the Ursa. What
Yeah,
else? Are you going to go back to TV?
I mean, they're using all of the time to think about this one. It's going to be the TA.
Choose your hero.
TA. Okay.
Oh, they want to go
respect
fast.
this.
Yeah, they want this game over. They've got dinner reservations. They want this game over in the next half an hour.
No, exactly. And they're doubling down on how they've been playing, right? Like the Medusa can look good in theory all we want, but ultimately the way that Yellow Submarine has been doing this, the way they've been winning these lanes, the way that they've been then pressuring it out again and again and again. Yeah, just go for these pickoffs. Use the puck to grab two heroes with and say, okay, are you going to spend all of your big ults on this? That's cool. That means that the TA and the Tiny are going to find somebody else on the other side of the map. Keep that tempo coming. We've seen they can do it. We've seen that Aurora sometimes gets back on top, sometimes cannot. I respect Yellow Submarine for just saying that this is how we play.
Yeah.
Let's go again.
Yeah, we'll see, if it is going to pay off for them, because again, this is the final game. This is do or die time coming up for these two teams. And Aurora, we've seen them have two slow starts. They were able to recover in that second game. It was very back and forth here. Is it finally going to swing in their favor fully here with these lanes? Or Yellow Submarine, can they set this aggression up to put themselves in front and keep themselves in front this time? Look to close this one out. It's been, from the second game, it was a very, very close game. I couldn't call it either way. I think we went for, what was it, like 50 minutes an hour long nearly on that game. So, both teams had opportunities to take the game. You have 55 minutes on that. We'll see here if one team is going to take the lead, take control, and be able to keep it as we get ourselves ready for the third game. And again, Kips, for the final time, lineups are on the screen. Tell me, who's winning this one? Without a doubt, that analyst brain of yours, who is getting the win?
It's a rough one. Once again, I would probably rather play Aurora's lineup, just because there's a bigger margin for error, right? You have a lot of big ults that you can drop on fights that are not going great for you, and that feels good. Yellow Submarine have to play this one well all the way through. They did it once, they failed it once. They will definitely have the initiative once again this game, especially, I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, the DK is a counter matchup into the puck on the mid lane, and the puck will have to play careful. We'll probably have to buy a Lincoln's, yada yada, but we've already seen that Morel is not intimidated or slowed down much by getting counterpicked on the mid lane. So,
No.
I wonder.
And we do have a quick pause, so hopefully it's not going to be too far along before we can start this game. Disconnects for Aurora. We did see it yesterday as well. Around the same time, there was maybe just a server hiccup coming through. So hopefully, it's going to be over and done with. Just a quick reset into the reconnects. Yeah, Toronto, Tokyo's already back, and hopefully, fingers crossed that this is the only pause we have, because we've not had many, if any, to be fair, in the series, or the series that we've cast.
Just been Aurora.
Yeah, I wonder if they're on the boot camp and it's just, like I said, they just get server hiccups, and when one gets it, it's across the board.
I just really make sure that you've got everything fixed there.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these lineups. I'm worried for the Yellow Submarine offline here. Mars into the Ursa. We know that the Ursa is going to come out on top, but then you're running double melee supports here as well.
Yeah.
And specifically, I think that Yellow Submarine actually needs this Tiny to have a good game, because in order to avoid getting punished incredibly hard with the Dawnbreaker, with the Rock Drop, with the Static Storm, you're going to want to toss people back. That would be the ideal scenario, right?
Yeah.
But if that Tiny does not get, a decent blink, but instead we have to wait until somewhere near 18, 19 minutes, then I don't know, Yellow Submarine is just going to have to really go head to head with that massive team fight of Auroras.
Well, let's see if they are going to be able to do that. I think, if you needed any carry hero to be able to do it, the Templar Assassin is the one that I'd be backing as well early on. Like I say, joking around that they won this game over in half an hour, but it really does feel like Templars, they've still got that scalability where for the first 30, 35 minutes of the game, if they're finding the free farm, like carries seem to do at the minute, if there's no constant aggression on them, the Templar is one of the scariest, earliest heroes for me. It is the Dragonlance into the Deso, into the Blink Dagger, and you're just like, yeah, boom, let's go, let's rotate, let's gank, let's hit them before they get the big items, in, out, then into the BKB after that. It really does hit an early power spike that sometimes is hard to deal with. So smoke's coming through. We'll see if there's any rotations for these runes, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how Bottega plays this one.
He's got a little bit to make up for.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I enjoy most about the Templar Assassin is that the enemy lineup can't just be like, okay, we sit back, we farm 3 BKBs, and then we stop dying. Because there's still burst damage aplenty if there's a TA on that lineup.
Look at this as well. Early scout comes out from the Ringmaster, so Hakoda going to see the 3 heroes. As we see the odds on the screen as well, don't forget you can add yourself over to the 1xBet app, 1xBet website, use that pinned comment in the chat, get yourself up to 100% bonus on your first deposit using that promo code RESD2 on both the app and the website. So let's see how this game is going to break down. Final game of the event here for the qualifiers, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this because, again, I think if Aurora can bring back like they did in the second game, we should be in for a fantastic match between these two teams.
We should. I mean, I'm also curious about what Yellow Submarine is going to do, if anything, if they are the ones on the back foot instead. Although maybe for like hype and viewership, that if the answer is disappointing, we might not want that.
As Dakota in the bottom lane, trying to get the Tame the Beast out. You're getting that whip out, but both the offlaners are going to be able to move away from it here. Is this just a case of a similar approach, to the first game from Hakoda, where you hit that level 3, you have the double points and impalement, and you just sit back and you just try and ping it. You whittle the heroes down you're against in the lane?
I think so, yes, because up first the Dawnbreaker. Listen, we know that already on level 2 this hero is an absolute nightmare. In that regard, you might be lucky that she has a Warlock with her instead of anything that actually deals burst
You were
damage.
talking about the toss back here. Nightfall going to be tossed right back underneath the tier 1. The spear is up for the Mars if he can think he can get the pin out. And only level 1 though for Sarish, so there's no avalanche to follow up. He was thrown back under the tower. Maybe they just couldn't get the angle right for the spear. That could have potentially, I mean, how many times do we say it in the first game? That could have been the first blood there. But no spear from the Mars to lock the Urson down on the tower. And the tower doesn't get enough damage out to get the kill.
I think that's really lucky for Yellow Submarine, honestly, because Sayush already got taken down to the bottom of his health pool just by trying to grab waves and mess with Mira. They could really use a win on that top lane here.
We'll see how it's going to go. Fatal Bond's out already. Bottega, though, refraction charges are up, so it's not going to bother him too much here, Bottega, until, of course, they do get cleaned out on those charges. But still, going to be able to get the offensive charges off, get the right-click damage, look for the farm. In the top lane, Sayush. it is just going to be one of those sites. He's looking for the courier now as well, but Mira able to cut him off and even get the Thunderbolt out on top, the Thunder Strike out on top to slow him down from stopping getting Nightfall's courier.
This is pain. He can do absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I assume this is just a case of grin and bear it for the Tiny until mid lane. You have the Dream Coil up and he can rotate in, get that toss back maybe on the Dragon Knight.
Doesn't even get a Lotus. Yeah, no, that is going to have to be the turning point here now, more than, and we've seen in the previous 2 games already how important it is that these supports of Yellow Submarine are able to make those rotations to mid. It's not just Morel who's somehow pulled one mid lanes out of his ass. But
you were talking about as well that Morel isn't bothered about being counterpicked here. He's having a good time up against this Dragon Knight. I mean, as good a time as you can expect from a puck here up against Key Attacker in the mid lane.
Yeah, he's holding up a lot better.
He's got no mana. He's got no toss now. It's on cooldown as well. Can he get Nightfall? One more right click. It is enough with the Fury swipes here. Nightfall takes down, secures the first blood, takes down Sayush, and Aurora going to start off on the front foot.
And they will remain on this front foot for quite a while still, I think. All three of the lanes currently winning. Some of the a bit more narrow of a lead, but yeah, nonetheless.
Good lane. Sayush as he respawns. Only level 4 on Morel though, so level 5 for Kiyotaka. Yeah, only level 4. We're only 4 minutes into the game, 4.5 minutes in, so no Dream Coil out. Sayush couldn't close the gap onto the DK. The DK doesn't have the boots just yet, but still the Tiny, not the fastest hero in the world, even with his boots, and just couldn't get on top of the DK.
Yeah, once again, not all that much for him to do.
It did allow Morel to get both water runes though, so it looks like Morel going to be able to put some pressure out onto Kiyotaka. But yeah, like you say, that he doesn't want to just soak the XP away from the Mars, for no reason, but it is a lot harder for him to make these moves around the map because of just the vision, the warning system, and how slow this hero is to start.
Yep, I think one of the best things that he might be able to do is get some stacks out for his TA.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He is, every time he steps forward, Aura knows it, they immediately lay into him.
Yeah. And I mean, they have ways to deal with him, right? Yeah, the Thunderstrike comes out from Mira, so he's not going to be able to do too much there in the lane. He just gets taken care of, and with the Glimpse coming out as well, he's not really going to be able to get on top of anyone. And you have the DK with the Dragon Tail too. Speaking of DK, Panto's going to rotate into this mid lane. Okay, it's just going to be... Dragon Form is out, but that was just for, I guess, the Shadow Word out. Onto Kiyotaka, give him some health back. Does Panto... Because Panto's not the most offensive support. Yeah.
No, but look here. Because he knows Fuge is going to be right here.
Toss back comes in. Dream Coil's going to be here. Can they get the kill out onto it? It looks like Panto should go down. The Fairy Fire comes out, but it just means Morel. Even after the Fairy Fire, the tower doesn't get the kill. Morel secures it for himself.
As honestly almost wild. The fact that they anticipate that they're going to try to get a kill somewhere during this Dragon Form means that the Warlock comes mid, but then because he comes mid, there is something for Seju's to toss. That's...
Yeah.
DOTA's a funny game.
And it just works in sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's all about taking those risks. And Kiyotaka, though, did have himself a regen rune, so he's going to be back full health, mostly full mana in that Dragon Form. But yeah, it creates space again. Bottega putting pressure out on Toronto, Tokyo in the lane. Toronto, I don't think that bothered about it this time. He's going to have that level 6. It's going to have, impact around the map immediately as soon as it up. It's not like an arena that you need to blink into to set up here. Infernal could be in trouble. There's a kinetic field. There's a glimpse. If you want to try and go Infernal, he's just trying to wait, for his support to rotate in. Help get the damage out onto Nightfall. In fact, even the perk going to rotate. Can they get the kill onto Nightfall? Nightfall's going to get low. He's only level 5. He doesn't have that enrage trying to get the kill. He is going to be able to take down Infernal first. Panto even sneaks the Shrine there, the Wisdom Shrine coming out. That's going to be a really nice pickup here for the Warlock. But, well...
one more kill, I think, here for the Puck just before the Dawnbreaker hits 6.
Yeah, Mira, you probably don't spend that there, even if you do hit the 6 on Toronto, Tokyo. Yeah, he didn't. It's early to support, that doesn't really matter in the grand balance.
You're probably not going to get any big return kills there, but the important thing here is that that's 3 kills onto the Puck before any reactions could come in. And yeah, you are up first to Dragon Knight. If you leave the lane, your tower is going to suffer. What else is new? It's the price you have to pay. Here though, Suyush here again.
Dragon Tail comes out on the Puck, doesn't get the phase shift. There's no Dream Coil there as well. Avalanche, they're going to try and maybe get the pick on the Disruptor. Kinetic Field this time, the Solar Guardian will come through. Mira taking a lot of damage, and Coda will still be able to get the kill though. Can they get the chase down? Saush, he might... Nah, he doesn't get himself away. Kiyotaka with that Breathe Fire, more than enough damage to get the kill here. It does create a little bit of space for Bottega. He's in the jungle, he's finding his farm. Taking the... This was what I was talking about in, as the game was started. This is all taking the pressure off TA. So TA, setting up for the Dragonlance, setting up for that Desolator into the Blink. You can go, maybe Chrysalis before the BKB if you want to. And yeah, being able to farm through the jungle like this is really nice. Even though heroes are dying for Yellow Submarine, it's still nice for Bottega.
Yeah, absolutely. Yellow Submarine really leaning into the fact here that trading, as long as you make the first move, means that you are still in control of the tempo of the game, and that is a really great pick-off.
Really
Making use
nice.
of the
Yeah.
fact that the Solar Guardian is down, not even any mana available on Toronto Tokyo currently either.
No. I like this from Bottega, putting the trap down right in front of the tower as well. So if you do get dove, you make it just a little bit harder. In fact,
Well,
you're
you're
going
gonna
to
get
die.
dove.
Refraction charges. Kinetic field is here. Golem gets dropped as well. Bottega, well, 3 heroes. That's going to be more than enough. He couldn't use the 1 charges there either, or maybe thought they were going to be a little bit of a waste. So Aurora, are they going to be able to take down, put pressure onto another tier 1 tower? No dragon form, but you do have the golem here to help put pressure onto the tower.
There is an arena on Infernal. He is pretty ready to come in for something, but nobody's diving that bot tower. There's no good opportunity for him there.
Yeah.
And they're going to have
he's-
to let the tower go, and that hurts because that wasn't even the Dragon Knight getting involved or anything. That's just a rock drop that they also got a kill on your carry with. You just lost a ton of terrain.
Yeah, I immediately drop a Caster's Curse onto the Templar Assassin. It happens, you know. I know fully. But we'll see. Oh, it's going to be a 1-for-1, really. His Nightfall did go down a little bit. It slows down his Battle Fury here. We're at 10 minutes.
But his
We still
tower's
got-
up.
With the 2 broadswords. Yeah, his tower is up. So a little bit more defensive here for Nightfall. And look at this Aurora. They are hunting Panto as well as Toronto Tokyo through the little, the gap, through the alley here that maybe the TA's farm up. They can maybe find another kill and Slobo will take it down once again. Picking up, slowing down. With the glimpse back here, Infernal, is he going to be able to get back? He might just be able to, back towards the tower. Rotation coming in from the puck. Going to be able to get a good double arena out now as well. The spear comes through. What damage can he get onto this one? The Solar Guardian comes out. Did he still want to go? No. Toronto Tokyo going to be able to get himself up to the top and just help
blink
his character
reveal.
survive. Oh, did he turn it around onto Morel as well? There is going to be the Fatal Bonds coming out. Infernal, he is pretty down low. Kiyotaka with the Dragon Form up. Do they want the 3rd and final tier 1 tower? They're going to have a catapult coming in now as well. They might put some pressure on it. They know the arena's down. Dream Call's down now as well. What can they do with this?
Top tower is under
Another blink in.
Yeah, Infernal. Oh, the Avalanche. That might just have saved his life, or maybe not. The glimpse comes out. Spear back behind the arena, but Kiyotaka still gets a kill. The Wheel of Wonder is down, and Nightfall will go down in return. Kiyotaka, do they have the slowdown enough to get the kill onto the Dragon Knight? The Dragon Knight, though, is going to be able to move himself away, it looks like.
And Yellow Submarine once again through hovering on that fight, waiting to see if Aurora actually are going to overstep, which was not really necessary because you can definitely siege the tower down with the DK afterwards. He is huge.
Yeah. And looking at the difference, in terms of last hits, Bottega and Dragonite are fairly close. But because of the actions that, the Dragonite's been able to take around the map, moving around, getting kills, finding the towers, he's about 1,000 gold ahead of the TA here. So the Dragonite, and we'll see how greedy in terms of a build he wants to be. Blink into the BKB. He ain't messing around this time, Kiyotaka. He knows he's got that gold lead and he's going to put it to good use.
Namzat fooling around, he's going to be a problem. I gotta say though, you know what I really love to see? Sayush is really close to his blink dagger. He knows exactly how important he is this game, so he's gone full poverty mode. This guy hasn't been able to do anything that this game that wasn't enabled by his opponents. Diving here again.
Yeah, Dreamcoat
See if
does
he
break
can,
on Kiyotaka though. I mean, there was the self-save coming out with the escape act from Hakoda, so they weren't able to get the kill onto this one. There's going to be a re-smoke coming through from the side of Aurora. Or do they want to try and engage onto this one? They might be able to find Infernal, and again, that blink for the Dragonite is there. If you can get in, blink, maybe get the Dragon Tail off Infernal. That's going to be the point blank. Oh, the Rock. He's going to try and drop with the Static Storm now as well. Yeah, there's no way the Mars gets out of this one alive, and he's even going to lose these stacks that he was trying to farm up in the triangle
but
too.
Toronto, Tokyo. Oh, smoke breaks. They got him.
Do they know? It's going to be the rotation in here. He's got that Hammer, the silence. It stops him from thawing himself away, but he will be able to just walk himself out.
It's too dangerous with the tower still being up, even though all of the ultimates literally just got dropped on top lane. They can't actually kill off the Dawnbreaker. That hurts if you're Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, and again, I know we're only 13 minutes in, but this is the Aurora that I was expecting to see in game number 1. You take that map control, you take the pressure out, You put your submarine under where you can with the rotations, with the towers being taken. You put them under pressure. You make plays for these objectives as well. They're going to try and take both shrines once again. Glimpse onto Infernal. Infernal not going to be able to get there. Oh, maybe going to be able to get there to contest this one. That glimpse maybe just a little bit too early on the Mars.
Yeah, that's definitely a bail.
Yeah. And Hakoda, yeah, it's going to be a 1-for-1 on the shrines this time around. Toronto Tokyo gets the other. And they don't want to fight into this on the side of Aurora, but still, they're at least making plays for these objectives.
Yep, they keep forcing reactions, because even if you don't commit, the very idea that you might do it alone means that people need to come over and, you know, make sure that you can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that happens in a Dota 2 game that's hard to, like, explain in a cast, because it's simply just, there's a threat here. And not the threat of a black hole. Like, actually, they could make a move right here, right now. That means that I can't use my TP just because there's a juicy wave sitting on the bot lane, for example.
Yeah.
It means that I can't use my ult right now. I need to keep him.
Toronto Tokyo's got to be careful here. He's getting close to that full Ag Scepter, which is going to be a really nice pickup for the Dawnbreaker, as we see the odds on the screen once again, guys. If you want to head yourself over to the OneXpert app or website, use that promo code RESD2. Get yourself up to 100% bonus on your first deposit. That's available both on the app and the website. As, yeah, Toronto Tokyo, I thought you might have been in a little bit of danger because the TA was there, the Puck was there as well. Ringmaster was making a move over. But Toronto Tokyo just plays on the edge of vision. Gets that Acceptor up now. This is a really nice pickup to have early on, and it really does help to turn these fights around, having that boost up on the Solar Guardian.
Yep, now it's really the question, are Yellow Submarine's engagements clean? Can they lay enough damage into one guy to immediately take him out of the fight? As opposed to getting stuck in the quagmire of all these overlapping circles of Aurora. And there is a possibility here that this Aghanim Scepter on Toronto Tokyo means that you're simply going to have to bait his ult first, and then the fight that you're going to win is the second one. Toss back, DK.
Let's see. Yeah, Dragon Knight going to be silenced out. The arena comes through, though. It's the Solar Guardian. He's a big patchy boy anyway, and they're going to be able to turn this one around here. The damage coming through onto the Dragon Knight. It's not enough. They can't kill him off just yet. He might finally go down. One more right-click. Bottega does get the credit for the kill, but Infernal goes down first here. Can they try and fight this one out? They're going to have to get the silence out onto the Disruptor. Toss forward as well. Morel, he's not the one that wanted to be tossed forward here, but Bottega has to be careful about Panto's Golem now too. And it looks like Bottega, he's trying to chase out onto Panto. The Golem is going to be catching up. Toronto Tokyo drops that hammer. Bottega, though, he does get the kill onto Panto. It looks like with no response here. Sayush even throwing himself forward. Can he get the kill? Can he get the toss back out onto Toronto Tokyo? Nightfall comes in, AD rune in his hands, tossing to the earth immediately from Sayush, but he's got no avalanche. He's got no way away. Toronto Tokyo will claim the kill, and that is going to be, what was that? Mars went down, so a 3 for 2, I do believe.
I do believe so, but I think Aurora might have some regrets about not bringing the Ursa into this fight immediately, because you could see how close that was on the damage. That DK nearly got out. If you have an Ursa in the thick of it, you can absolutely clean house early. And none of that actual chase out in the long fight happens. Now instead, that's Desolator on the TA. Good ways into the blink already as well.
And it is going to be the Daedalus afterwards, so again, I sound like an old man. At some point, I would like to see the BKB.
You are?
Yeah, Dota-wise, I kind of am.
I mean, to be fair, I'm an old woman, but this old woman is going to say that I understand that you might need to take the risk in this game. This is a pretty deliberate decision.
Oh, they're going to be able to get the catch onto the Dragon Knight this time. Kiyotaka does have the BKB. Solar Guardian comes in once again. Do they get the kill out onto the Infernal now? Infernal is going to fall here. It looks like they might even be able to go. Bottega's trying to do what he can with that meld, though. Backline's Dream Colt comes out. Wheeled Wonder now, too. Can they get the kill onto Nightfall? It looks like he might just live through this one. They're going to try and turn it around to get the kill onto Nightfall. In the end, actually, Sayush comes in, takes him down, but Bottega, one right click, two right click onto Panto. Is that going to be enough? No, Kiyotaka going to be able to get the damage onto Bottega now as well. He's trying to do what he can with the refraction charges, keeping himself alive, trying to run himself away. He might just be in the blink, comes in, Kiyotaka, melt is out, and the hammer from Toronto Tokyo will finish the job.
Oh, Bottega got to do absolutely nothing during that fight.
Yeah.
And they're doing it right? They're baiting out the go from the Dawnbreaker, then immediately after spending the puck on the sideline. The problem is that the TA couldn't actually get there in time. Instead, walks her way over, gets caught in another one of those big circles. Static Storm gets dropped out and gets to do nothing that entire fight. That's going to change after she gets her blink. That fight looks very different then. But for now, Aurora, like this game is hanging in the balance, man. It really depends on who finds the right go. Does Toronto Tokyo protect the right guys? It already heals enough to keep him alive.
And it does, well, I mean, twice in a row now. It's going to be onto the Dragon Knight, and the Dragon Knight even having to use the first BKB charge there as well to keep himself going. DK is going to be going into the Orchid, so maybe trying to deal with this puck before, any Lincoln Scissors, any BKBs come out for the puck. No Lotus, I do believe, no fast Lotus coming out for anybody. It looks like Yule Scepter, well, 4-star for the Ringmaster, Yule Scepter here for the Tiny. So, yeah, no real way to protect against this Orchid if it comes out for the DK.
Yep. And I imagine that with this shard now up on the puck, this is where we're going to see Morel slow down. I think this is as much as he can afford to put into the DPS for now, as this is a nice little pickup.
Yeah, Mira, way too far out of position. Gets caught out alone there, and yeah, Morel, it's just a nice bonus there for him. 5-0 and 6.
And immediate TPs into the mid lane.
Can they get the kill? There's no. Oh, the Soul Guardian is going to come out, but it's immediately cancelled off. Can't save yourself with that without the BKB, which Toronto Tokyo, well, he was about 200 gold. Now he's about 600 gold away from after that kill here. Top lane, Bottega takes down Panto. Will of Wonder now as well. Escape Pack comes out into Bottega. Do they want to go? They've got no way to stop this TP, I do believe. Do they have the damage to take him down? They don't. Nightfall will be able to get himself away. Trap comes out, but the Dragon Knight, he's already blinked himself away to... I'm going to call it safety.
Yeah, I remember last game when I was talking about how Yellow Submarine is actually very good at spreading out and taking the right fights at several places on the map at the same time. That's 3-1 fights. Bot, mid, top.
And let's see here, as Yellow Submarine will be able to get this Tormentor. It looks like pretty much uncontested. Who gets the shard for that one? Going to be Sayush.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's swing and a miss.
Probably the worst support shard in the game.
Yeah, now that, I mean, Bat Riders is also not relevant for supports but it's not 100% useless anymore.
Yeah, it's only mostly useless. While this is going on though, Nightfall, he is looking to try and sneak a Roshan here, and do they have any information? I don't think Yellow Submarine know this is going on. It's going to take quite a while, but they don't have any vision around this.
It's not going to take quite a while anymore. Once those Fury swipes start building up.
Yeah.
Yes. Yellow Submarine, I'm not sure they're going to actually be kicking themselves about that, because on one hand, it seems like a bad trade, right? Getting that Tormentor for the Roshan. But on the other hand, if you think about the amount of team fight that Aurora has, you don't want to be playing a set piece battle right now. You do not want to have to engage into that small terrain of the pit. Glimpse, back, tiny, gone.
Tiny. Shard ain't gonna help you here, mate. As it looks like they just give the kill over here. Kiyotaka gets it, revealing the Orchid there too, it looks like.
Where is Shard gonna help you?
In about another 70 minutes when he's transitioned from support to carry, and they're looking to, push down and, take down buildings, I guess.
Yeah.
Infernal. Gotta be careful here now too. There is gonna be a couple of heroes, including Nightfall, moving over to this one, so it just clears the wave. Goes for that blink out to safety. Yeah, has the TP if he needs, and goes north, so he can't be hunted out. They do have a ward out here as well. Sees the Ursa illusion, so Mars, he can just find a TP out to safety.
That's a Basher flying in.
Mid lane.
To Nightfall.
Kiyotaka. He's gonna be jumping on the Wheel of Wonder. No BKB. Kiyotaka. He has to spend his BKB charge for that, but it's gonna be okay. He gets him away to safety. Just maybe slows down Aurora a little bit, but they don't have to use a Soul Guardian. They don't expend too much to keep the Dragon Knight alive.
And I've got some mixed feelings about Yellow Submarine right now. On one hand, the puck is making really good progress on the Lincoln Sphere. That was always going to have to happen this game. But on the other hand, it feels like the TA is in her prime right now. This is, especially once the data list is finished, that's going to be the biggest that you're ever going to get. I hope he stops over for the BKB instead of finishing the full lance afterwards, but who knows? He might think that he needs the damage. I'll leave
Yeah.
that to him.
I mean,
At any rate, it's the puck getting the Lincolns basically free without losing too much tempo. Great. Everything else, oh, I feel like you should be doing something more right now.
I don't mind the Hurricane Pike on Bottega because it means if Nightfall gets on top of you, or anybody really, you're gonna get that push away and the free attacks out for that. So I don't mind that. What Saush probably will mind it is Nightfall, Kiyotaka just ganging up on this poor little position 4 Tiny. I mean, come on guys, he's only got the 2 points. He's not even fully grown yet, and you're just coming along and breaking him down.
Bullies always picking on the weaker kids.
Yeah, Toronto, Tokyo. Oh, Mira's going to be found out. The Wheel of Wonder does come through now as well. Static Storm as well. Ringmaster, though. Yeah, Hakoda. He comes off a little bit worse in that trade.
Oh, so they chased on bottom, but Infernal actually got silenced by the DK Orchid. And then Kiyotaka actually thinks better of it, cancels his TP, turns back around. Oh, wonder what he's hoping to achieve here. Okay, that's what he's hoping to achieve.
Yeah, this is looking pretty good here. They get a kill. Infernal, he's like, oh, I've been silenced. I'm okay. I can go back out. And the big jump in from the Dragonite, just before that Dragon form ends there as well. Really nice re-engage there from Kiyotaka as well as Toronto, Tokyo to back him up. And no response from Yellow Submarine. In the mid lane, though, Dream Call is going to be used. Morel takes down Mira, getting a little bit of boost up in the gold. And he's changed his mind again. He's got himself the... Oh, didn't even change his mind. He got the gold for the Octarine Core. Going to go in for a Yule set here, Morel. But I think we saw it in the last game too, that once that Static Storm starts to get dropped, that Yule Scepter not really going to help you out defensively.
Yeah, that feels... Well, it's about the DPS.
Yeah, I get that. Daedalus is finished on the Templar Assassin, so... Like you say, this is as strong as the right clicks are going to get for a little bit here. Hurricane Pike still being queued up, so that's the way they want to go with this one. But yeah, like you say, I would like to see some priority on taking towers now, because you have the Desolator, you have that Daedalus. Maybe look to use it to take a fight, but I get why with this Dawnbreaker being on the map, you might be a little bit hesitant.
Yeah, ideally you'd want to find her first, much like a Nature's Prophet, like a Zeus. You gank towards the Dawnbreaker, and she is currently maybe a little exposed, but Nightfall's showing on mid.
Oh yeah, he does have that Aegis for another 6 seconds here. The Dream Call comes out, no real follow-up though, so he just waits for the Dream Call to wear off and says, okay, cool, Aegis regen and resets, looking for, didn't expend any BKB charge, didn't use anything massive there, so he's fine to shrug that off.
He is. Puck actually. Lincolns? What Lincolns? We're going BKB. I respect that.
Looking through though, Aurora.
Did Nightfall went?
Did he? He's actually going to go. Yeah, the BKB comes out from Infernal, but Infernal's still going to go down, and Nightfall gets the credit for the kill. Bottega going to try and do what he can with the right click. Saush now as well. Nightfall's BKB. How long does it go left? It is about to wear out now. Trying to run away. The Fatal Bombs come out. He turns it around onto the puck, but look at this one. The physical damage from Bottega too. Those right clicks doing a lot of work. Gotta be careful. Nightfall jumps himself back in. Bottega gets a kill into Panto. There's going to be the glimpse back out on Hakoda. Hakoda will fall to Nightfall, and now Bottega, without the refraction charges, will be taken down. Really good fight from Aurora. This is what I was expecting. Game number 1, making this work, making this lineup, just run and run and run at Yellow Submarine. And finally, they've kind of got that rhythm going. They are finding such good fights here on Aurora's side.
They are. And Yellow Submarine was always in a... between a rock and a hard place here, right? They're not necessarily getting punished for the lack of BKBs on the course just yet. But here it also seems like the damage isn't exactly enough, because Bottega gets to lay quite a few hits in. But they don't get any other kills than the one that the puck is being able to get on the backlines, and even that is fairly limited. I've got a feeling that if Yellow Submarine want to have a shot in this game, this is just going to have to be split pushing puck, toss the Tiny down the side lanes, buy as much space as you can, because currently you simply don't have the gas to stay in the race.
And it's going to be the Bloodthorn coming out for the Dragon Knight now too. And again, the TA has no way to deal with this. There's no Manta Style, there's no BKB, there's no Lincolns to try and cancel it off. And again, going back to the damage that the TA is doing, would you have preferred like a Tidehunter or a Slardar in the offlane here for Yellow Submarine to amplify that damage of the TA?
I mean, would be nice, right? But the Mars was already on the board.
Yeah.
You can't do any take backsies on that draft, unfortunately. So when you know that you're going for a TA strat, maybe yes, but then Aurora's lineup also would have looked very different.
Yeah. That's Kiyotaka taking down the trap, and yeah, just the immediate backup here by Bottega. Kiyotaka, well, he's still leading the line in terms of net worth here. The Dragon Knight Nightfall not too far behind as well. Nightfall now with the Revenant's brooch up as well. So he's got that crit, he goes through the armor with his right clicks as well. So it's going to be pretty darn nice just to be able to run at heroes with this one. He's going to go back for the Abyssal Blade, it looks like, after the Basher. But he's still doing work, even before the Abyssal Blade comes out. He's still being able to get on top of heroes.
Bottega. He got wise, but I think it was just a second late. Oh, no.
No, okay. No, the Dragon Knight jumps in. Yeah, the Static Storm comes out. This is the arena. It doesn't matter. Nightfall's got a BKB. They take him down. Wheel of Wonder will be here now as well, but everyone on the Yellow Submarine, can he fight into this one? The Wheel of Wonder not going to be doing too much. They get the kill at least on Tamira. Buyback out from Bottega. That is going to be interesting to see if they carry on fighting on the side of Aurora. BKB's TP out here for Toronto Tokyo. He's away. They might just have to give up Warlock as that sacrificial lamb. Yeah, he's going to go down. Bottega gets a kill for his buyback. But again, they forced a buyback, which is a big thing, and only lost their supports on the side of Aurora.
Well, one thing you can know for sure if you're a TA is that your buyback is could just lead you to a Roshan.
Yeah,
but
true.
They don't even feel confident enough to march into pit right now. Instead, they look to see if they could get a pick off still first as they make their way to bot.
I wonder.
But this is a must now.
They dropped the trap in the pit. I wonder if they're probably going to check, but just in case, it's nowhere near swapping over to the other side. Did they just get the Roche sides wrong, maybe?
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Maybe, but the TA knows, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, they see the Roshan respawn. Yeah, there's no Roshan respawn timer. Yeah.
So not confident they can go for it. I mean, to be fair, they know they're up versus Static Storm, Golem in the pit. Again, if they don't take it fast enough, or if Aurora reads that they're doing it, then this outpost is here. They can't actually take down that outpost. They can't really prevent any of those supports from coming in and just dropping their ults on the pit. Maybe that's what it is. So they were really, really, really hoping to get another core pick off, buy themselves some time.
Oh yeah, I'm just a little bit confused why they dropped a Psionic Trap in the North Roshan pit here. Dakota. Oh, can they get on top of him? Wheel of Wonder comes down here. Nightfall, though, is not priced in the right way. The Fear. No, he doesn't connect onto it either, though. So it looks like, can they get the kill? They do. Nightfall, he takes down Hakoda and just way out of position on the Ringmaster.
I mean, out of position or buying space, I'm going to say the latter.
That, you would be kind, because they lose a Tormentor here. They could potentially lose a Roshan if Nightfall wants to check the pit, which it looks like he might just do. Yeah, Dragon Knight's close. Top lane, though, they might be able to get the kill into Toronto Tokyo. He's going to go for the BKB. He's got that hammer out now as well. Solar Guardians keep himself alive for a little bit longer. Those stuns come through as well. Does he get the kill into Sage before he goes down? Even the neutral's going to get involved here. It's going to even force out an arena. Toronto Tokyo, the Avalanche comes out. They do finally get the kill. But how long did that take? Long enough for them to get a Roshan on the other side of the map.
3 versus 1. The Puck even using his BKB there, afraid that somebody was going to come in over the back of that and destroy the party. It's a good illustration, I think, of the balance of power in this game currently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And 11k net worth, only 1 kill ahead, but 11k net worth lead and Aegis now. They're going to be able to go into Bottega. Bottega's going to be a 4-staff away, or 4-staff in by the Dragon Knight. The blink away by Bottega. Actually went for the Shadow Blade here on the Templar Assassin, which, again, I'm just a little bit confused that Nightfall gets the kill onto Infernal in the mid lane. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to hop on about it all the time. Just, you know, interesting item choices coming out for the TA.
Interesting. I mean, here again, there are arguments to be made. Like the fact that he gets the split push with the SP here, pretty good. The fact that you're going to get a breakup versus a lineup where all of their passives are pretty integral.
Yeah.
Sure, all very good. Definitely also once again enhances your damage, but man, you are putting all of your eggs into the basket of finding the kind of fights where you are doing the initiating, you have the DPS to stay on top and kill them before they get to you. He is nearing level 25 as well. On Bottega,
Yeah, sure.
Maybe you just take the refraction instances and you know, say your prayers.
Well, that top tower, Panto denies the arcane rune, but top tower now is going to be taken down. That's going to be saying the pros, and we'll see if they want to carry on going. And Kiyotaka has that Aegis. Heal Scepter comes out onto the Dragonite. Again, he has the Aegis BKB coming out here for Kiyotaka, so he can just get the last little bit of this Dragon form. I say last little bit, it's only about halfway through, so going to be able to get the chunk down out onto this tier 3 tower. And Yellow Submarine, do they come in to defend this one? It looks like 4 staff away for the Dragonite, so yeah, he's going to be able to get himself away safe, and then maybe reset. Oh, he's got his team behind him, though. And again, that Aegis is still here. What can they do? Toss back out. The Dragonite's going to go, and the BKB comes out early onto this one now as well. And it looks like, oh, Ghost Scepter onto the Tiny. Using that BKB here, Kiyotaka, to get himself out. So maybe they do just leave now.
I think that's it for now. Sayush is on the warpath. That could have... No, Aurora pretty determined to back off. Gets to get that Shrine of Wisdom, and we haven't seen a lot from Sayush at all. He had a Blink Dagger really early, but the opportunities to actually use it have been really scant, and it's one of the very few nice things about having to play the set piece battle at your base is you've got that toss back, much like a pudge hook, like a lasso. You are a threat on the high ground, even though the enemy technically is much better at fighting in these spots than you.
Well, let's see here. So, yeah, the upheaval, because they're even going to throw out the Solar Guardian for this now as well to get the kill onto the Tiny. He's going to be picked up once again. And if Yellow Submarine, okay, Kiyotaka, the blink away down to the low ground here now as well. There is going to be the escape pack coming out onto the Mars. Can they get the damage out onto the Dragonite? Dragonite now, that's going to be the Aegis, no BKB here for another 20 seconds or so as well. The arena, but look at the damage coming out. Bottega, Nightfall just cleans him up. Morel takes down Mira, but I don't think he's going to be able to get away from this one. The Abyssal Blade, excuse me, I'm running out of breath. The Abyssal Blade doing work, and it was just all over the show. And that's the first death since the buyback here, I'm pretty sure. Or is it the second for the TA? But either way, going to be on the sidelines for over 100 seconds here. Kiyotaka, they take down Infernal. Base is wide open. They're just going to, you know, march themselves right in.
Buster, what can you do? What can you do?
I mean, yeah, what really? At least they're having fun with it in chat, I guess. You know, that Morel's replying, you know, there's no salt, I guess, being passed around. There's no tilt coming through here, but you don't have this puck for 40 seconds. You don't have this TA for 70 seconds. You're going to lose 2 lanes. In fact, off this, can they just go full megas?
Looks like it. And yeah, you really itemize in order to be able to take over the game at some point very soon instead of just surviving, getting the BKBs. And unfortunately, it just they never get on top of the damage curve again, man.
No,
It's always the risk versus that Dawnbreaker.
Dragon form is up for Kiyotaka now as well. This is going to be one of the best base defenses of all time for Yellow Submarines. They see they've got the ward down. The blink comes in onto the Mars. The Mars in trouble now as well. Static Storm goes down here. Can they get the kill? That's going to be the accept to Static Storm now as well. So no BKB even inside of it for the Mars. They take down this last set of racks as well. Mars is going to buy back. Avalanche Cyrus. The arena's going to be here now as well. They pin the Dragonite to the side of the arena. The Wheel of Wonder comes out as well. Kiyotaka, what's he going to be able to do with this one? The Solar Guardian comes in, keeping Kiyotaka from taking any damage at all. Escape act out as well. Hakoda trying to keep himself alive. Infernal, that's the dieback here onto the Mars. Can they go for a little bit more onto this one? Hakoda's going to try and do what he can. Takes down from Nightfall. Morel, he's got the orb. Can he fly himself away from this one? The TA still has not respawned, and they've already lost 2-3 with the buyback here. on Yellow Submarine, and it looks like Aurora, they are just hanging on to this fight, hanging in the base, and saying, you have to push us out. What can you do here? Dragonite going to be in a little bit of trouble. The break comes out there as well from the Silver Edge coming out from the Templar Assassin. But once again, that Solar Guardian form is up. It keeps Kiyotaka from taking any major damage here. And what can they do? There's going to be a hero missing on the map for Yellow Submarine. All 5 are up for Aurora. But maybe baiting out those buybacks could be enough for them. Back themselves away. Can look. Maybe you wait for that next Roshan. They've already got the Megas. So it is now fully Yellow Submarine under pressure in all 3 lanes.
It is. And once again in that fight, like they've got the Ringmaster sneaking around to the side. They got the puck jumping the back lines. Neither of the supports die. Double Gale Guard. Both of them are really quite tanky already as well. And that is all energy spent away from the center of the fight, where meanwhile the rest of your cores are getting eaten alive.
And what's Bottega? Do they have... They don't have vision though, so they don't see Bottega running in with the Silver Edge form. Now going to see Mira and Panto. Does he feel confident enough to get the kill? There's a Static Storm up, but there's no life up. One more right click, and look at this one. Bottega just deletes Mira. They could even go for the Warlock. Yeah, Toss comes back into the Dream Call. The Hex out onto the Ringmaster now, but they will be able to get the kill. Nightfall. How brave are you feeling here, bud? Trying to go. There's going to be the Ghost Scepter coming out onto the Tiny, but the Nullifier out from Kiyotaka, so they can go on to Sayush, and Sayush not going to be able to get himself away from this one. Is dead. 75 seconds on the sideline. And do they feel confident now, Aurora? Is this an opening they can work with?
Just a Tiny with both of your supports dead? Maybe not. I don't think they're in a hurry here. In that regard, this is still very much Aurora that we're dealing with. They're not going to make any unnecessary plays. Okay, well, I mean, it's still a window because they're going to have the supports up first. I'm not saying, they're going to try and end the game, but again, just to feel freer to find this farm around the map, putting Yellow Submarine under pressure. Roshan could be, I mean, I say this, it could be back over the next 10 seconds. It's probably now going to be the max duration respawn for Roshan, but again, it just feels like Aurora feels so much more comfortable outside of the base. And every time Yellow Submarine come out to take that fight, well, the lanes are going to be pushing in. So either they have to take a quick fight or get back to defend the base. So it is, rock on a hard place here now for Yellow Submarine. It was already quite unexpected of them to show up where they did.
Yeah.
The waves were already in the base, and maybe that's your only opportunity. Find another shot like that, as Bottega got spotted out here as well.
And the creeps from 2 lanes. Double catapult wave here as well, pushing onto the tier 4. So those tier 4 towers going to be taking a big chunk of damage. Roshan, it is going to be not the quickest respawn in the world, but about a minute and a half before the big man's back up in his cave. So we'll see here, Aurora probably just wait this one out. You'll probably just keep these lanes pushed in. They take down another Aegis.
There's a Hex on the Warlock.
Oh no. Oh, the Blink comes in as well. They're going to have to get the Sound out onto the perk and the Escape Pack. No, the Nullifier. He's dead. 94 seconds. He couldn't get his BKB off, and now Hagoda goes down too. They might not even need the Aegis. Kiyotaka from downtown takes down 1 tier 4. Nightfall coming in as well. There's a Refresh coming out from the Dawnbreaker. Another Solar Guardian. The Mars. Well, that's not going to be enough with the Lotus Orb even to get the damage out on the Reflection. They take down 3. Let's make it a full dive into the fountain. Why not? Before this game ends. The GG's comes out from Yellow Submarine. Aurora end it with a wipe, fountain diving. They go on to the main event here, and Yellow Submarine, unfortunately, after such a great start in the first game, just could not hang on to this.
They came really darn close. I actually believed it for a second. Like the first game, sure, they played it perfectly, actually didn't give any opportunities at all, but that second one, you gotta absolutely hand it to Aurora, showing their quality and weathering that storm. Staying out there, looking for opportunities, and eventually Yellow Submarine just couldn't keep it up anymore. And by the time the third game rolls around, I don't know if they didn't really believe anymore or if the drafts had gotten figured out, but that did not look like Aurora had to sweat all that much in the end.
Yeah, I think it goes back to what you were saying when Bottega, got that Daedalus up, that was their time, and maybe, like you say, they were a little bit shaky on confidence, because once the Templar Assassin hits that, in my eyes, Yellow Submarine, it's just run it, Aurora, and get as many pickoffs, as many kills as possible. I mean, Nightfall ends the game with a Divine Rapier there as well, just making sure to close it out in style. But yeah, Yellow Submarine, like you say, maybe that second game shook them, and they just couldn't mentally recover from that one, because they looked so good in the first, great in the second, but just again, yeah, shaky in that third game.
I mean, listen, the shakes in the second game already as well. Not quite making like the really basic calls, making mistakes on popping the BKBs. Whereas I don't think we've seen a single slip from Aurora like that. Not even in a game that they lost, like hands down.
Yeah.
So, no doubt that the proper deserved winners got to make it onto the next phase here. But I'm very, very happy with the performance that Yellow Submarine showed. And the next time they play a series like this, they might just come out on top instead.
Yeah, and you can see here on the screen the two winners that are going to be going through, Na'Vi as well as Aurora. They make it through the brackets. Both teams will be moving on to the main event happening in just a few weeks' time. You'll get themselves into a great position here to kind of get themselves further on and build that momentum up. Great showing, I think, from both teams. We saw a lot of Na'Vi there as well, taking, I think they only dropped one game to Aurora in the upper bracket semifinals. They took it clean against Impossible and Yellow Submarine. On the other side, Aurora, it was a hard climb for them, having to come through the lower brackets. OG, Runa, Yellow Submarines here in the lower brackets and making that run to get themselves into a good position. So congratulations to both teams that make it through to Blast Slam here, Blast Slam 4. That's going to be it for us. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to have, again, I think it's on the 10th of next month. It's going to be more qualifiers coming up, so make sure you're following this channel. Make sure you're following the social media as well, so you can see when these qualifiers are going to be starting, and we'll see you next time we go live. Thank you very much. That's it for the show. We'll see you next time.
The new breakthrough and innovative phone with 1xBet app. With 1xBet app, you can register and start betting in just one click. Intuitive interface and thousands of sports events every day. User-friendly app. Big wins, fast payouts.